Friends, neighbors, country people, lend me your head holes, and welcome to another episode of UST, Unexpectedly Serious Turn, our D&D 5e Twitch stream! So, we have no real announcements this week, so I'm gonna jump right back into the world of Anna. Last time we saw our intrepid adventurers, they were in Lidul. Silus, Irde, and Sails had gone off to the library to study and do some more research. Alin found Fen in the mess hall while Glib was discovering super speed on a sugar high. He managed to find them, and they set off to discover Aym'Bryn on the roof having a nice heart-to-heart with Moogie. Much research was done in the library by Silus and Irde, and Sails eventually turned back into a cat person instead of just a regular old cat, and was levitated and managed to make her way to the roof to meet up with everyone else. There was some conversation about what they wanted their next steps to be as they headed towards Liacidwin and beyond, and Aym'Bryn took a flying leap into Sails's levitating arms. Afterwards, they had a lovely dinner of chopped carrots made by Alin, and they bedded down for a giant slumber party in the library. Waking up the next morning, they went and procured themselves some tents and said their final goodbyes to their friends in Lidul before heading out and towards Liacidwin. While bedding down for the night, there were some serious heart-to-heart conversations and some concerns voiced over that night, and now you are all waking up in your various states. So, what would you like to do?
Yeah, good.
All right.
Good
I'm
numbers?
curious where you're doing your rituals this morning, Silas.
I probably would have come out and changed out something from old Earth, and then done it in the ground in front of the tent that I slept in last night.
Right.
Oh yeah, I was in one of those, I was in the faraway tent. Did I get kidnapped?
Oh God! I think we tried to at least pay attention to you when people were taking watch. I don't, depending on how successful certain watches were.
Well, he was there during our watch. What happened after, we do not know.
That is true.
I'll take that as a no.
All
Glib
right,
jumps
well,
out of his tent.
I
was
checked
checking on
Glib's
you.
tent. Glib is in Glib's tent, yes?
Yes.
Great. Perfect.
Silas
Solution
and,
found.
Glad to
Silas and
know.
Alin are on the outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brion, I
And Fen
think,
was
is
in-
sleeping alone in a tent.
I'm not
with
sleeping.
Fen. Or
I
no.
took the last watch. I was
She
on
took the
watch
last
and I
watch.
even
Sails
did it.
Sails was the last, or was sleeping alone with Fen.
I think it was
sitting-
just a tent of two people.
I'm having an
Yeah.
animated conversation
Fen
with
was
Alin,
in
which
the-
she'll wake up in the middle of.
I have a
Yes.
really easy way
Fen's
to
in the big
decide
tent,
this.
I think by himself.
No, I think you're with
No, well,
Irde
um,
and Sailsaba.
Yeah, it didn't say.
Oh, did Sail? Okay, so Sail's.
So just four people out of the party. Well, the tent is really empty for some reason. It's fine.
That's what I said.
I got scolded, so I didn't want exactly to be with everybody at that moment.
Aw.
You got
Oh.
scolded by one person.
Just a reminder, what did we scold you about?
Not you.
scolding
Alin.
you.
One person scolded
Oh,
person
that's
scolded.
right.
you. One person scolded you.
He
I
knows
was
why.
asleep.
You
Oh,
were.
do tell.
I will go up to Irde,
Yes.
and I will say, okay, so I did try out, and I did try out the spell last night.
Very good.
Well, you tell me. It seemed to have fizzled a bit halfway through. But did you notice anything different? How were your dreams? Did you feel? What did you feel from it?
And remind me the.
From-
Your spell fizzled. Like
It
I'm
fizzled,
trying
but
to-
like so
Okay.
it kind of molded the area around you
Around
to be
you,
more
okay.
comfortable, and then it just went thump and like burst everything out back to where it was.
Well, I have to admit I didn't notice a ton of difference, but nothing bad happened. So
Okay. Perfect. It's all in the name of advancement. Good. Thank you, by the way, for that.
of course, happy to help.
Yes.
Right. And then normal breakfast and shenanigans, and then we should
Tea.
go. Road.
well-
Yes.
While Silas is asking Irde those questions, he's going to write a letter on one of the paper birds.
I am?
I am.
I'm writing
And-
my scientific notes on this bird so I can send. No. Shall we get going then?
Actually, if we could,
Yes.
we're about half a day out of Liaison.
Yes.
And I wondered what everyone's plans were once we got there. If we could just quickly discuss it. Doesn't have to be a terribly long conversation. Do it while I'm braiding your hair.
Specifically, because we already decided on the split, but kind of where everyone's going so we know how to safely approach.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I believe I'm starting at the library and may have to deal with some family things when I'm there. But, yes. But I'll
Likewise,
start at the library at least.
I would like to head off to the library to see if there's anything that I missed when I was there before. And also, Irde, I would, if it's all right with you, would like to inquire with your parents about certain things. If that's all right. I don't want to do it if you're not comfortable.
No, it would be fine.
Okay,
Thank you for asking.
of course.
I, for
I
one, need to
probably
head.
still won't talk to them much, but they are knowledgeable for sure.
Of course.
Silas, do you want to bring Fen along so we could point him out?
I do remember what Irde's mother looked like. I saw her the first time. But what were you saying, Alin?
Oh, I need to head to the dingier side of things. Gotta
Right.
see if I can't dig up some people. So,
Metaphorically, yes?
you never
okay.
know.
No, that's fine.
Depends on how long it's been.
I'll go with Alin.
Funny thing about that, I actually need you to not, and I'm sorry. I'm going to be asking around about your dad with people that may have met him, and I'm worried about your similarity.
Well, then you'll have a reference. Does he look like him?
Don't worry, they're not related. I just went and found I did an open call for people with a certain physical description, and this was the best that they had. So it's a close match. I don't know how exact it is.
Character reference. Thurvan. Only drow actors.
Only drow actors need to die.
I suppose then that I will head to the forge in the Danka side of town then.
I was gonna say, if you have that adamantite I gave you, might be fun to play around with, see what you can do with it.
I have some ideas, but I need to make some inquiries before I can do anything.
Ayl'sbryn.
Well, was one of the things that we were going to do in Liaison to register ourselves at the Heroes Hall?
Yes.
Okay. I had a bit of a thought, and I mean, I don't know how things work in this particular city, but just for me, the places that I was planning on going, it might be safer to not be seen going to Heroes Hall and then off where I'm going. So I was wondering if we might, this is why I wanted to have this conversation now rather than later, I was wondering if we might not enter the city separately.
Oh, that's
Well,
fair.
Or not.
If the front gate edict still stands, that might be a little bit
Then we may
difficult.
not
I mean,
have a
maybe to
choice.
stagger our
Yeah,
entry.
that's what I mean.
But if you need to, I mean, I can start at Heroes Hall. I don't need to go directly to the library. I don't think that Heroes Hall's going to take too terribly
just-
long.
And
Well,
again,
I
I'm
think the
probably
front-
just being overcautious.
The front gate's probably the bigger concern. I just think, like, as a group, we do not want to be seen together going in today.
Right.
I think it's a
Again, later
bad
tonight.
idea.
We could meet at Heroes Hall, all of us later.
Or
We could meet at the nightlight, all of us later, perhaps.
yeah.
not
Do we
precisely the
need-
place that I'm
hold
trying to
on.
avoid.
Just so I have an idea, would I think, Keeper, that if we are registering as a party, we need to all be there, or all together, or anything? What would I know of just that process?
Roll me a history check.
Ah, good.
I also don't mind not being registered as part of the party and being an independent contractor.
Well, it's 9, so I probably don't know.
You don't
I mean,
have-
honestly, we might go to Heroes Hall. We were considering going to Heroes Hall for work, correct?
Yeah.
So if we went to Heroes Hall and didn't end up having to register, is that preferable to people then? Or did we want...
All I'm saying is that
Yeah. If especially if Bryn, if you're going to the same part of town as I am, if we're followed back and seen with you guys, everything goes to the wind.
Just trying not to look like an adventurer, strictly speaking, for a number of reasons.
Well, why don't we meet you two? Why don't we all just meet up at the nightlight?
Yeah.
This evening.
Yeah.
I
It'll
guess
only
my
be a
question is
handful
just,
of
are
hours,
we going to
I
Heroes Hall?
will say, even with a 9, you would know that to get... Heroes Hall is kind of like a guild.
Yes.
So, like most guilds, to get guild work, you have to be a guild
Be
member.
part of
Right.
the union.
They have best paying jobs, and the ones that probably are most widely ranging. The other sorts of jobs you could get would probably keep you in one place.
My other thought on registering. I mean, we don't all need to register. Obviously, if you'd like to remain an independent contractor.
I'm just, at the moment I'm doing some non-union work, and I won't be able to do that once I've paid my dues.
Of course. But my thought is, if the things that we are looking for are truly as large as we are supposing they are, I'm sure that at one point or another, Thurvan and Riven may crop up under the guild's radar.
Oh, no, definitely. But for the moment, I wanted to check and see if they are on smaller radars, because at the moment, they're not
Of course.
as large as they are inevitably going to become.
And I get a
So-
feeling that if we go through Heroes Hall, given the way the last town worked, we're always going to be cleanup crew for Thurvan if we go that route.
Right. My point was there was some talk of not registering at all,
Oh,
and I was.
Oh, somebody should.
Okay.
Somebody should
No,
do
no,
it.
no.
So
Yes.
some of us should register, not some of you.
I am
don't
just not
mind
going to
it. I'm
Heroes
just saying
Hall today.
if I have to be there, I don't think it's the safest thing for me to do today.
That's understandable and all right. And
don't know
I
if I have to
can,
be there,
if
but
we
I've
truly
definitely
want to
given it
be
a thought.
very careful about everything.
That
I
makes
can-
sense. I'm sure
Maybe
one
they
of
just
us
give
can.
you like a charter, and then you just have to get signatures and bring it back.
Oh, that's a nifty idea. If they don't do that, you should propose it.
Yes, you're quite convincing, Irde.
Anyway, Silas, what were you saying?
I was saying if we do want to be a bit more subversive about everything, I could turn up to 3 of you invisible, not at a time, one after the other, and you can make your way into the city, possibly, so that we are completely not together.
I do like that idea, but do you think that the front gate of this large city might have some kind of
Would I
It's
know?
probably better just to stagger out of it.
I was
Would
going
I
to say,
know
it's
that,
actually
Keeper?
better if people know that I am there, just not who I am with. So for me, I mean, for the others, that may be a good
Is that
plan,
better for you
but-
to go alone then, to enter alone then?
Well, if Bryn's going at the same place, he could come with me. I mean, I just don't want to be, like I said, Heroes Hall,
Yes.
wizards, detectives. It's kind of, Thurvan's son. It just starts to look, looks a little rough.
Question for the keeper: the other gates that weren't used last time, were they still gates that you could kind of see through, like bars, or are they big wooden door kind of deals?
More big wooden door kind of dealy.
Gotcha.
No Misty Step.
very, very smart.
Dimension door, but you don't get that for another like 7 months.
Not for a while.
But I do
Or
agree
do
with
I?
Alan's estimation. If being unseen is it's very, very nice. I do like it quite a bit. But in this particular instance, I think that being seen as someone other than ourselves, would be the most advantageous. Then if anyone encounters us later, they were expecting us.
Well, I mean, if we break up into groups,
That's fine.
and we all stagger in over the course of an hour, we should
That
be
should
fine.
Be fine.
Also, don't we have a box full of magical disguise hats that change your appearance in specific and weird ways?
That's very true.
That's also true.
I did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a thing we could do, yes. Still maybe not be seen as a group, but we can
Yes.
stagger, we can wear hats, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then some of the party will eventually go to Hero's Hall, not Aym'Bryn and Alin. Yes, that is...
Just at least not
That
today
is
while we're
preferable.
doing the
Okay,
information
that is
seeking that we're
also
doing.
fine.
And then we'll meet up tonight, and tomorrow
And the
we'll all
night
be
night
together.
will be
But
Okay.
just for today, and as we come into the city, does anyone remember if we had to declare ourselves?
We had to go
Like,
through
give our
fantasy
names
customs.
We
We
that
did.
we
We
had
were
to.
searched.
Last
We
time
needed
I had
papers.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that was part of being an adventuring group. Is also those papers are easier to come by.
Is it that they wouldn't have let us in without papers, or that it just it was expedited the process?
Expedited
I think it
the process,
expedited
believe.
the
I think it
process.
just-
Because otherwise, we
Expedited.
just had to have our things searched, right?
We also have a lot more gold
Yeah, I was
than
going
we
to
did
say.
last time.
Well,
Silas, would you
if we-
hold on to most of our things?
Absolutely, and I will open up the bag
Excellent.
of holding.
I'll ditch my armor and
Do you want to wait
Keeper.
to do that until we get closer to Liasadwin, so you are
Nah,
not
I'll
walking
be
with
fine.
Okay.
I will.
No.
I will take the leather, the cured leather, out of my component pouch, and I will touch Alin on the shoulder, and I'll cast Mage Armor on him.
Thank you.
does that have an appearance?
It does not.
It'll
Awesome.
wear off
not
anyway.
Thank you.
Silas's.
Question Keeper, and this is gonna be weird. Warning you now. Invisibility. Nowhere in the description of the spell does it allow me to turn an object invisible. Can I turn an object invisible?
Old Silas and his secret
That's-
gun.
See, that's an interesting question. Let me read the spell itself.
It says, a creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person. The spell ends for the target if the target attacks or casts a spell.
You
does
gotta
sound like a
awaken
no.
that bag of holding
Sounds like a no to me.
and then make it invisible.
Ha, that's true.
Sounds like a no to me as well, but thought I'd ask.
So it's always worth a shot.
Well, something else to study on. Yeah.
Shoot your shit.
If you just want to err on the side of the rules are balanced because they're
So-
balanced, then that's fine too.
You know, like hundreds of people didn't spend thousands of hours playtesting them or anything.
The ruling from D&D Beyond-esque forums, rules as written, it would not.
Okay.
So for now,
That's
and
fine.
I take the ability to wrist into this at a later date once I do more research in it. For now, I would say not unless it's being worn or carried.
That is fine.
I'm gonna say I can already see why that's the way the spell is written. Now that I'm thinking
yeah.
about
Oh,
it,
yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
you should be
Oh yeah.
to do that sort of silence.
Yeah.
So why don't we?
I thought
So
I'd
we just
ask.
all plan to meet at the Nightlight tonight, and then tomorrow maybe we all register at Heroes Hall.
Yeah.
Sounds
Great,
good.
perfect. Love that. Let's go.
Yes.
It occurs to me I might have an idea of how to expedite into the city. Would you like to all be my assistant?
I believe we
thought
already
we
are.
already
Sailsaba.
were,
I
yeah.
thought we were.
I'm
think
intrigued,
she
but
means-
also
You called me
worried.
your top
Wait.
assistant in Lidl. I know that was only for a moment, but I would like to at least continue to be an assistant as we.
Oh, good, you still are. Good, good. Okay, so last time we went in, I just showed them the paper, and then they're like, ah, yes, and then I went in. So maybe if I just have all of you with me, they might say, ah, yes, and then we will go in.
I think
But
that at least
unfortunately,
Alan and
that
I
does
will
yeah.
have to go through.
At
this.
Yeah.
Aym'Bryn and Alin still need to be separate.
That's all right. No. I want
that-
to
Whoever I go
perfectly
with,
announce
then.
myself.
Yeah.
Glib, did you ever
Yeah.
say where you were going?
No, I didn't.
I was waiting to find out.
God, no, Glib,
Where you
no,
going, Oh,
Wait, you did.
pulling a Sailsaba on us, just like waiting, like, oh no, don't worry about me. I'll take last one.
I thought you had whispered that.
Oh no, I meant for everybody to see it.
Oh, good. Do you want to say it out loud for a paying audience?
He will eventually.
I'm sure. It's fine. We'll figure
I
it
have
out.
an idea.
All right, Glib,
I'm gonna
we
follow up
completely
on some
trust you and have
leads.
and assure that it's all fine, whatever your plans may be.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Well,
Hush,
We're
I'll
definitely
keep it
gonna get
close
some
first.
coffee.
Fine.
let's get going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee, breakfast.
Get on the road.
So about an hour outside of Aym'Bryn, we'll start staggering. Is that
Yeah.
is that the plan?
That sounds
Certainly.
like a smart plan.
All right.
I'm
Glib,
assuming
I'll
you-
stagger in with you.
Huh?
I mean, shouldn't we figure out how far we are from Aym'Bryn? And by how far, I mean how long it's going to take us.
Yes.
You are
Staring at the keeper, although she can't tell because it's Zoom.
because it's you are about half a day's journey.
Oh, I meant survival and perception.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, are you waiting for rolls?
I'll assist
Sorry,
Alin
I was
with
rolling-
perception.
I was rolling
man.
the other thing.
No, that's fair.
The
Oh my
other
God.
thing.
What is happening?
So yeah, you both are rolling me survival and perception at advantage, I assume.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Dear.
and that
And
was
that
your
saved me.
perception check,
That was the
right?
perception, and that saved me from a nat 1 again.
Again! Wow! You're just you're a little distracted.
That's
It's
seems
because
so.
you're not
Cities,
wearing
so
your
there's-
regular armor.
Armor.
That's
and,
true,
like,
yeah,
fur
everything
off.
Weight
feels
is
kinda weird.
different.
And you're thinking
feel
about,
of the
like-
so light.
beneath you.
Yeah.
What is survival?
Sales?
Saved from a nat 1, a 19.
19.
Oh, much better.
Okay. So, as you walk throughout the half a day, the first hour of travel goes pretty decently, honestly. Sails, you are able to keep a path very easily, know exactly where you're going. But as you start to travel, no one really notices it between the walking and the thinking and everything like that, but the sky starts to go dark.
Oh no.
And at some point you start hearing these really loud rumbles. And first one drop falls on you, then another, and then the wind goes ice cold,
Oh no.
and it starts pouring on top of your head.
Well, shit.
And I would like all of you to make me Constitution saving throws, please.
Cool.
I give myself a 15. So 15 plus
Okay,
2,
so
17.
Silus save,
21.
Irde saves,
20.
Ben saves. What did you say, Alin?
10.
Okay.
Yep.
11.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a total of 22.
Very
There we go.
nice.
I pull out that sour cap that Sales gave me, and I'm ready for it this time.
Pretty much. And then Sales, what did you get?
9.
So, Alin and Sales, both of you take 1 point of exhaustion
Cool.
as
Some-
the
At some
cold.
point during the rain, assuming I notice Sails and Alin not feeling great, Irde will take out her winter, the extra blanket she has, and just hand it to Alin to wrap around his shoulders.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
I know
you.
you're used to slightly more layers, so
It does feel a little weird. Thanks.
Yeah. But with between the cold air just kind of hitting you and the rain pouring on your head, and it just is not a fun day with the two of you in the very front getting the brunt of the forest and everything around you, and you
I will join Sailsaba and Alin at the front, and I will just be casting mold earth as we go to firm up the ground in front of us to make it a bit easier to walk on.
which certainly makes travel much faster, and you're able to kind of get there. You get close to the city gates at around like 5 or so hours, but they're still just exhausted.
Hey, Silas.
When-
Bryn's shower cap reminded me, you don't need to make people invisible. We have mushrooms that can do that. Those might be good to have for, like, bug out bags.
We do, yes. I have...
But you did want to be seen in the city, just not with us. Is that?
Yeah, but, you know,
but
just,
just
in
in case
case.
something goes wrong.
Oh, that I mean, Okay.
Well, I
Take
have
with
two
us.
more
Yeah.
mushrooms. One of which I would like to keep to perhaps propagate in some way at some point. So I've got one remaining. So if anybody would like it, if they could use it to its fullest extent, please take it.
I'm hopefully at least rather adept at being unseen, so maybe Alin for his safety.
Well, I was going to
unless-
say, you should take it. I can just hold out until you get back with them. It'd be pretty badass.
don't
all right,
like
no,
the
you're
sound
right.
of
I
that
should
at
just take it.
all.
I should just take
I
it. Yeah, that's
object.
fair.
All right.
It is. It's how
So
you
I
feel
will-
all the time.
Surprisingly,
I will
yes.
hand you the orange mushroom.
As you're handing to me, I want to clap my hands over yours and just say, Silas, I don't want you to think I think poorly of you. It is exactly the opposite. I have just made the same mistake before with another magic user, and I am sorry. Just know that. And then I'll let go.
Is that about the mushroom?
Yep, that's it. It's about the mushroom.
Insight check.
Yep.
So yeah, Ellen, I need a
I believe you
deception check.
entirely.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
Which is at disadvantage now, right?
yep.
Oh, I'm
Sorry about that.
That's,
19 on insight.
That's a 4.
Oh
I'm
shoot, I
lying.
do see
I am
it.
fucking lying.
I do see it. Surprise.
It's not about the mushroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I check also that I'm just looking for sexual tension?
Yes.
22.
Silas.
With the 22
Nothing from Silas.
if you have sexual
It's nothing. Nothing here. It's just apologetic.
Oh, well, I'm disappointed. Is it still raining?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice image, if nothing else.
Can I have the one that? Can I have the fairy fire one, please? The one that makes the flames.
We've got quite a few of those actually. We've got 5 of them. So here, how many? Would you like all, like a couple of them, or just one?
I think just one.
Certainly. I will hand you one of the purple mushrooms.
Rebel.
Purple mushroom.
I gave you guys so much power with those frickin' mushrooms.
And at some point,
I feel like I know where
I
he's going with
think-
this, and I'm excited.
if we can get supplies to try to grow mushrooms. Yeah,
That'd be
Oh,
fun.
Need a
Lord.
box and some dirt.
Yeah.
Fen,
know.
might I ask you a favor? And I will take out the silver statuette that we got, and I will hand that to you, and I say, this is a very lovely piece. I would like it to be powder, if you could manage that at your forge, if you have time.
I'm sorry. You said you want me to powder it.
Correct.
So, Chris does not know how to powder any kind of metal personally. Can I roll a check to see if Fen does?
I mean, just taking a
I
rasp
mean-
to it and just going
Yeah,
ham.
how to
That sounds like it would
powder
take
yeah.
all day.
Well, no,
Just
because there are certain things you don't want to do. Like if you sand it, because you get like sandpaper and
Sandpaper
you get all
and things
sorts.
like
Yeah,
that.
you get really it gets impure. So
It
would
seems
Fen know
like-
how to do it
Normally,
without
I would
screwing
say
it up?
yes, do all of the things. But see, here's the thing: you have an expertise,
True.
Ben would know how to do this.
Yeah.
and that's a fair. I mean, I won't say it's like a simple metallurgy thing, but you apprentice with an expert. You gained an expertise. I'm gonna say that, like, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You just know how
Okay.
to do it. I may make you roll for how effective or how pure it is. I,
Okay.
as DM, do not know how to do it. But,
I feel like you'd have to melt it down, then shake it through a strainer so it comes out in small pieces, super cool it, and then hit it with a hammer.
I
was just picturing
Yeah.
him hitting it with a hammer really, really hard so that it like
That
vaporized
sounds a lot
into
like
dust.
making wire.
I don't know.
If it's
anyway.
if it's a difficult process, and I understand, but I
It's
have
not.
no use
It's
for
not
this.
something that's easily done, but it can be done. But yeah, I'll give it a shake when I get
Wonderful.
down there.
Yes, if you could just render that into some powder
It might
for
take
me.
more than one shake. You might need to give it like 2 or 3.
Right. But I would appreciate that. Silver dust is useful.
Absolutely. If I'm successful, then I'll have help anyway. So
So while we're on the subject of mushrooms, we do have the one that renders people asleep, and one that renders someone alight, and we only have one remaining that projects a pattern that is hypnotic in a way. So I would like to keep that one for propagation, possibly, but the sleep one may be of use to anyone who is going into a more dangerous area. If anybody would like some of those.
I believe that would be Bryn and Alin.
I'm hoping it's not dangerous. It's just, you know, certain associations are dangerous. I don't want... It's not that I think anything's going to happen to me necessarily. It's more that I want the people that I'm interfacing with to trust me. And so I can't be, you know...
Sure,
certain
of course.
sort.
No, right.
Gotta look the part
Speaking of
as it
which...
goes.
You would like Moogie.
I'm not possessed of a... Well, I would like to say goodbye to her. I do miss her whenever we're apart. But, I was wondering if I could avail myself of a couple of things.
Do you need?
If you had, you wear lipstick occasionally. Can I borrow it?
Occasionally, yes. Yes.
Okay.
And
Then I'm going to part my hair on the other side, so that it kind of covers only one side of my head is shaved, and I'm going to tie it back into a rather, like a kind of much more tidy bun at the back of my head, and a little bit of lip color, and if you've got something, I'll do my eyes a tiny bit, just to kind of, so I don't look like, and I'll take out my earrings, and just look a little bit different than myself. I'll change my shirt too. I was still wearing my armor, but I'm just looking a little bit different and slightly more feminine.
You look quite lovely.
Why, thank you.
You do.
Indeed.
It's not much, but I just eliminate the things that you people usually notice about me, you know?
So we're an hour outside of Leisdwin. Do we get there, Keeper?
Yes. No, you do get there, and it doesn't take you very long to get there.
How much
Do you
distance
guys
do
you
we
guys
want between
split
the
up
two?
before you got there, right?
Yeah.
And are we splitting into just the two groups, or are we splitting into multiple groups? Do we, or more than two? Excuse me.
It's entirely...
Sailsaba will go to Alin and Aym'Bryn and say, I do not know any spells of invisibility like the wizard, but I can also be relatively unseen if you need a scout to help you in your endeavors, or to keep a lookout. I can do that.
Would it be alright for you to do the sales?
Would you need that in your endeavor?
Could you ditch the hat?
Yes, just as long as we don't...
Or just change hats. You don't need to get rid of the hat. Just maybe not the...
Sailsaba.
I was anticipating becoming a little bit more feline for this.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
going to small faces, and well, it's kind of morphed into my head a little bit, so that one you need to worry about.
Oh. Does that hurt? Anyway, it's fine. Yes, that would be quite helpful. Yes.
And with sales there, you can get in through customs quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That we have to not
if she
do. We
flashes
cannot
her
use-
badge.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
be police officers.
Yeah.
We
The
can't
badge,
do
yes.
I think
So maybe
Keeper,
still
I
the
realized
the
I
adventuring hat.
didn't even say this last time we were in Leasidwin, but since I technically was a resident of Leasidwin, can we say I have at some point gotten papers that say I'm supposed to be there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Heck, even just flashing your library card would prove that you were a citizen.
Library card!
God,
We
what
just
is
need to
this,
get it.
Arthur?
We need
It's
some
real
mail that shows
official
we can
guy.
all get library cards.
Fun isn't hard when you've got a library card.
I'm
fitting for a
sorry,
fantasy
I like
world.
to read. I actually have a library card from every city we visited.
Silas's nose starts to bleed a little bit.
How about, okay, I can go with Silas if Aym'Bryn, Alin, and Sales want to go themselves. Glib and Fen could also probably come with us, or they can go on their own. I don't care.
Certainly.
Yeah, I'm okay with being seen with you guys.
Oh,
Right.
thank you. I appreciate that. So the
Once
four
you
of
say
I
us.
it
think
like
this
that.
is...
Glib, I said that to you in confidence.
Okay, and hands all in.
And we go.
Great. Great. So
You also
Silas,
do technically have still have the employment contract from Heroes Hall that would get you through.
Right, so we'll keep that, and the
And
two
you
that are
guys-
trying to not do that will go into the city and do what they will.
as they do. All right.
And
so
we go.
And we go.
Oh
and we
yeah,
go, and
pick
we go.
up if you do go to Heroes
we
Hall. Pick
go!
up that 10 gold that asshole drow owes me.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Silus, Irde, Fen, and Glib get to the gates of the Aym'Bryn.
Correct.
Great.
Before they go in,
not.
Sailsaba will rub her scent gland all over her paw and then rub it into Alin's head. You are an assistant now.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, and we're going to give, or at least I'm going to give all of my most of my valuables to Silas. I'm going to carry just a little bit of money, which I'm going to secret on my person the way that I usually do, and a couple other things. So.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna hold on to my gold because look at me. It'd be weird if I didn't have gold.
That's very true.
That's true.
It's true. You do look very fancy.
So our first group of the four of us, Keeper, are the lines much the same as they were before?
Yeah, going into and out of cities is pretty much just a thing for adventurers and, like, people who transport goods anyway.
Yes.
So it's never particularly long lines.
Does anything feel differently since Port Coed
And Oberbaron.
and over there?
I'd like you to make me an insight check.
I have your
8.
belongings as well, Alin, right?
8?
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
20.
Kept some gold.
20.
But
And Irde, you said 8?
Yeah.
8?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that it was single digit. Okay,
Yep,
so
nope.
Irde, get
Nope.
a minute. Yep.
She's so dumb!
you get the feeling that no, things haven't changed, which would kind of encourage you to believe, especially from the information you've gotten about communication, that maybe it hasn't changed because it had already changed. Because the
I'll relay
townmaster-
the information.
Yeah, if you remember, you
We
had
had
Town
heard
Masters
from
knew
the-
already.
had been
thing
talking
that the
and
town masters
also-
had been talking, and
and it
the-
had been different since I had been home
Yeah.
first, I remember.
Yeah.
So. All right, great.
you get the feeling that the single gate thing and
Is,
the
possible.
customs thing is in direct relation to Lantern being stolen thing.
Right.
What time of day is it?
It's hard to tell because of the rain. You'd think probably just slightly afternoon.
Oh man, I haven't made that clock yet, or else we'd know for
I
sure.
know exactly
We
what
would
I want.
know
So
exactly.
close,
I
man.
look forward to that, Glib.
I'm so very far away. I haven't even cracked it open yet.
When we get into the line,
got the
I will
price tag
flash
on
my
it.
Liacidwin Public Library card there.
Yep, and they're just kind of like, oh, welcome home, I guess.
Do I need my stuff searched?
neat.
No, because you're with a resident.
I'm with the resident. I'm a guest of the resident.
Yeah,
with
you're a
me.
guest of the resident. She kind of
Wonderful.
vouched for you, and they're assuming that someone's not going to be dumb.
If I can do that for Fen and Glib and as well as Silus, I would like to do that so we can all just go.
Yep, and y'all just
And
kind
we are inside.
Yep, you are inside the gates. So I will actually, let me just write down real quick. So it's Irde, Fen, Glib, Silus, and you guys are gonna split off into a smaller group later, and then it's
Correct. We're gonna make your life hell by splitting the party 7 different ways.
But you know, at least we all have a very clear purpose of where we're going.
We're trying.
I mean, I am surprisingly used to this, honestly.
I mean, because we're monsters.
Yeah, y'all just, I mean, you're a big party. It makes sense that you wanna
Right.
To be perfectly honest, I like it a bit because if someone asks me a hard question, I have another group to go to for a minute while I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really useful when
Just
that
cut
happens.
around.
That's
It's
fair.
your
Or
movie.
like if you haven't necessarily planned that moment yet, you're just like, before we get there.
or even just for dramatic effect. Cause
Great. Yeah, no, it's the perfect place to pause. But before we deal with Irde, Fen, Glib, and Silus doing their shenanigans, a few minutes later we will have Aym'Bryn, Alin, and Sails going through the gate, I assume.
Do we come face to face with any trouble?
Well, how are you planning on doing that? Are you gonna have your stuff searched, or...
Is that kid there?
Levin.
Yes.
I want to specifically hop in Levin's line.
Our favorite person.
It's a very short line, and see Levin standing there, just like, oh, hi.
Hey, bud.
Bag or other things that you need to declare, please.
Sure. Cool. I'll lay mine out.
Sure, no, go.
Fantastic.
Got nothing to hide.
And he starts going through, and he kind of has to like pick things out, feel around with the back of his hand to make sure there's no hidden pockets or things like that. What is your business in Liasidwin, if you do not mind me asking?
I'm here to steal a lantern. No, I'm just kidding, dude. It's totally fine. No. We just came back from Port Cove, where a lantern was stolen. Look, we're just here to get some food.
Get a heart attack.
I'm just fucking with you, kid. I'm sorry. That was mean. I'm just here for
I'm
supplies.
supposed to get my boss for that.
I'll hand him 5 gold. So, no. Don't worry about it, kid.
quit his job
It's
now.
just a joke.
I'm
can
not allowed
retire.
to be bribed.
I'm gonna ruin. I'm not bribing you. I'm just giving you. It's me apologizing for fucking with you.
He could buy a farm now.
Roll me either a persuasion or deception check, please.
Oh, persuasion. I'm not lying.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check, please.
Isn't that what the bribe?
I mean, yes, but also
By definition.
it's
It's
Can I
an 11.
assist? Can I just slide in
It's an
alongside and be like, I told you it was too soon, and I've given Silas my bag, but I'll unclasp my belt that has pockets on it and put it down to be searched.
all right. I will allow an advantage.
Okay,
then.
cool. So then it
So
would take
then
off the
it's-
disadvantage, which would make it a 14.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, he just kind of looks at it and looks at you and looks at the gold and looks at you and is just kind of like,
I grin real big.
I appreciate the apology, and he takes 1 gold and hands the other 4 back to you.
Yeah,
And
all
says-
right.
Levin!
Please enjoy your stay in the Aesidwin. Have a wonderful time. You look very familiar. Do I know you?
Oh, he gets that all the time.
Yes, I thought that's why. My bad,
You
kid.
just
I,
really not get a lot of half-orcs in Liasidwin. You maybe do
Yeah,
go
I-
get your manager. I'm feeling slightly offended.
I see.
We'll go, but just consider this a warning, and I'm gonna walk into the city.
I
Yeah, Brion.
apologize. Enjoy your stay.
Let this be
Yeah.
He's just a boy. You can't
It's just
murder
a
him.
no, I do like him very much, Levin.
Oh, Levin.
tap Bryn on the arm.
Oh,
and go,
like rogue
Can I
Thanks.
do something real quick with sleight of hand,
Sure. Go ahead and
depending on how well it goes?
sleight of hand.
No, it goes awfully. I was going to try to slip him another bit more of a tip, but I fumbled it last
knowledgeably to
minute.
him or not.
I
threw
don't
it at
know.
him.
It
Like,
seemed like
you
he felt
started-
bad about it.
What is it? Because, just what is it?
I was just going to try.
No. What did you roll?
Oh, 12.
That's enough.
No, 10.
That's enough.
Okay, I'm gonna slip another gold into his pocket as I'm
That's
taking my
very
thing.
comforting that the person who's like guarding our TSA
My boy's
cat-
passive perception is
sarcasm
8.
There are other ones, but
He's just a guy.
he's just a guy. Like he's a,
Some people have to be normal.
he's a normal 17-year-old
I
kid.
know.
I
and
love
that's a
him.
wisdom
Perhaps
stat.
he's in the
Oh, no, I very much.
My
household
personal
in the best
favorite.
line of
Yeah,
work
there's a
for
reason-
his situation. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
There's a
I'm
reason
just-
I wrote his name down in the very first episode.
Yes.
I'm gonna just
Wonderful.
remind everybody, you've met 17-year-old boys. Would you consider them particularly wise on average?
I also wouldn't hire them at TSA.
Yeah, I was gonna say the ones
As
that work at
someone
the
who
airport. I
was a
hopefully
17-year-old
hope
boy at
so.
one point, you're right.
Yeah.
And hence I wouldn't hire them for the TSA.
That is true.
A
That's
lot
very
of
true.
guards around
Also
him,
true.
It's fine.
I don't know. When I was 17, I would have taken that 5 gold.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, no.
He's a pretty stand-up guy for only
I think-
taking one of them.
I think that's the least wise thing he's done so far.
Yeah.
Is give
Well-
4 of it back.
Well, he was worried
It was
about
a good
ruining
cover.
the
It was a good cover.
economy.
He could have pocketed 2 and given back 3. I think it would have been.
It would have been fine.
He'll learn.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Really glad that the thing he's not noticing is Aym'Bryn giving him money and not like anything else. All right. Sorry.
it's passive. It's fine. He's also a little distracted, I'm sure.
We're very distracting.
If you guys would like to roll me an investigation check, or one of you can roll it at advantage if you'd like, and or straight roll if it's Alin rolling it, try to
Oh, sorry, for what?
find the best way to enter the seedy part.
Oh, on how to enter. Okay, I was gonna say, so for when we do, which we will roll in a second, but when we do, I feel like my ship, when it came into town, we all probably went to the same bar to drink every time.
Yes, roll me the investigation check.
Cool.
Cause
Fuck me, man.
so the bar you went to would have been in the bad side of town.
Mm-hmm.
There would be an inn that you stayed at called the Respite's Inn.
Okay.
And then the bar that's food would be Odorf and Ma's Dog Bones.
Oh, yeah.
That's the name of the bar, and
That's awesome.
I will put that into the general chat so that you can have the full name.
I've heard of dog-friendly bars. That seems like a dog-unfriendly bar.
So yeah, in the general chat is the name of the tavern. But yeah, that would be the
Perfect.
tavern in the darker side of town, the bad place. And then the Respite's Inn would be the inn you would have stayed at. So.
Cool. Thank you.
Got it.
As far as the investigation roll goes, it's a 6.
Uh-huh.
What were you looking for exactly?
So this is to find the entrance to like a place that would help you with what you're looking for. So it's essentially like you guys looking for the like underbelly, criminal underbelly sort of thing.
Okay. I wasn't necessarily looking for, well, I mean, I am. We are looking for the criminal underbelly, don't get me wrong, but I'm also looking for wherever people of my particular profession get their work, and my background says I should have a general idea. So can I make an argument for advantage, or?
I would say make the investigation check. I will allow it to be an advantage, but you will still know. This will kind of see how precise the information you have is.
Okay, no. Certainly.
So you have an idea, but this will see how precise you get.
Before you, I should have done this when Alin did his thing, and that was my bad. But you will feel a furry tail whip around your leg, and Sails will
knock you
lean over and she will cast guidance and perhaps assist you in your endeavor.
Oh,
So yeah,
there's a roll
get another-
reverse.
Yeah, you get another d4 and you can add it to an ability check.
Bless you, Sails. That makes it 16.
16. Okay. So the reason that I had you do this is because you know that there's the bad place, the darker side of town, which would have elements of what you're looking for. You do also know, Alin, you have no idea. You're just like, let's go to the bad place.
Yeah.
You get a
Checks
little
out.
bit of like information that there is also a bad place to the bad place, which is where a lot of the bounty hunters would kind of get their jobs. You notice some thieves' cant on the walls that kind of give you instructions on how to get there. You get told that in Sussandra's Serendipity, there is an entrance to kind of the underground and the bounty hunters area.
Okay.
So, in the bad side of town, and you would also get the information that Sussandra's Serendipity is a potions and poisons shop. Technically, it's just potions, but potions shop.
It's in
Yeah, you brew a potion wrong, and it does maybe the opposite, but you don't want to throw it out. It's
good
a whole
for
thing.
something.
You accidentally throw some nightshade in there.
Yeah. And I will put
Sometimes
I will
it-
put
the best of
this
us.
Sometimes my knives just fall into the vat. It's hard, you know.
Good old traditional
If you
poison, which
cut
is
up
just
the
some
knives
water with
real
knives in it.
small, it's fine.
Oh, sorry.
But yes.
Anyway.
So, you get that information, and you can make your way towards the bad place. Are you taking the boost, or are you just kind of...
Is it a long walk?
From the entrance, it's not an overly long walk, really. And I will actually put you... Monkey butt.
All right, we have a thing for this, don't we?
We do. We have a map. And I forgot to... I mean, not an exact map. This is one of the first maps I ever made, guys. Don't get excited. But we have a...
I can still be excited.
Right. I mean, you can
Yeah.
still be
Can't tell
excited.
me
I'm just
what to
reminding
do.
you. That's literally my job here, though.
I mean, it took me after this in.
That's true. So yeah, you would remember that this kind of over here is the bad place. You'd be coming in from approximately here-ish. So yeah.
Where,
so it's
where
not
is like the
overly-
port where larger ships would
Yeah.
So technically the largest ships would be encouraged to stay on the outside of the city, although as you see there are some waterways that go through the city as well. So there are smaller ships that kind of dock over here that stay on the inner sides of the walled city. And then just outside of the main gate there's a large port. And people can go into and out of the city through the port gate.
So if I were
And so dog bones would be
On the inside yeah.
cool.
And it is right outside the main gate, which is why the seedier side of town is pretty close to the main gate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Aym'Bryn, you had something?
no, I was just that if we were I'm assuming Alan, we're going to your old haunts. If we had arrived on a ship rather than on foot, how would we have come into the city?
Oh, we would have. Well, all right. So, fun thing. I might just say that I got too drunk at the last town that the ship made port in, and either way, we'd be walking. We'd walk from the port. So,
Or take the
well,
loop.
yeah. Some of the guys did take the boost. I personally didn't. I don't know. It
If
felt
you
kind
felt fine
of
with it
weird.
Either way, well, we can walk. Give us time to come up with our cover story.
Yeah, that's true.
Once you took the boost, but got dunked on.
Well, you can't walk from the shore.
I take that as Aym'Bryn teaching Alan the very basics of improv.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so we will come back to you guys in a moment. Irde, Fen, Glib, and Silus. What you doing, friends? You've made your way into the city. You are...
So might I think it would be a reasonable thought to think my sister might be at the library?
roll me
Especially
just
since
a... Sorry, go ahead.
Especially as I did send her a letter saying I would like to see her in a couple of days when I came into the Aym'Bryn.
Roll me an intelligence check at advantage.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm very good at it.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Just ask Silas to think about.
Well,
it.
thank goodness for advantage, because that is an 18. How well do you know my sister, Silas? Yeah, 18.
So you didn't exactly give her specific days
No.
that you
Well,
would be
I
in.
no.
You said, yeah, and that's yeah. You also remember, like, as a kid, she didn't spend a ton of
Yes,
time in the
that's
library.
But
So,
it would be, I think, safe to assume that Elias would be at the library.
Elias would probably be at the library, yes. And you also would assume that somebody at the library,
Would know.
not even just your parents, would probably know an approximate
Well, that's one of the things
whereabout of your
is
sister.
Elias actually might. I would assume that I would have asked them to at some point keep an eye on my sister.
Yeah, and Elias probably would know at least
Yes.
something about your sister
Yes, they would.
and her whereabouts. So
Great. Okay, then I will head to the library with Silus, I am assuming.
Certainly. Yes.
Yeah. As you're getting ready to head that way, I will break away and take the boost over to the blacksmith shop.
All right.
Ready to get dunked on.
Be safe, Glib. Where are you going?
Make sure to say hello to the.
Did you want to go to the library? You're welcome to come with us, of course.
Oh, no, I think I've had enough libraries for a little bit. Too much chocolate.
Normally, okay.
Not
Right.
usually,
I don't
but
usually, commingle as much
and
as.
actually, I would very much like to say, please do not eat chocolate in the Liestrin library. Flash. You just see like a flashback of Irde at like age 4. Like Irde just has a flashback, like Irde age 4, like don't eat chocolate. It's fine.
oh no,
No,
she's got PTSD from.
I'm gonna head to kind of where the town gets a little seedy. I'm gonna follow up on some stuff. Wink.
Right. Well, please be safe.
Does a 14 insight check tell me anything about Glib's desires?
Glib,
Probably
roll me a
not.
deception check.
That is going to be 18.
Yeah,
so
nope.
no. All right. Well,
Absolutely
be
not.
safe.
Hell yeah.
Glib, would you like to take Moogie with you? Just in case something happens, you can tell her to come and find me and we can come running.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Mookie and I haven't really got a whole lot of one-on-one time.
Absolutely. And I will take her off my shoulder and I will have her just hop onto your shoulder.
Wow. This is what it feels like?
All the time.
Sorry I'm not taller, Moogie. I know you like high places, but that's... All right. Well, I'll see you guys hopefully tonight.
Like
And
I
then he
said,
just
on a
if
big
walks
night?
off.
if anything happens, just send her out.
Okay, will do.
All right.
Be safe, both of you.
Absolutely. See you at the nightlight.
Glib, are you taking the boost probably with Ben towards the bad side of town?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, fair enough.
That makes sense. He's got tiny legs.
Take you all day to walk over there.
Yeah, I mean that's
Ben's
true.
not that short.
I was gonna say, I thought you were talking about Fen for a second.
Moogie, fly me there!
Fly to the bad place.
I mean, she probably could if you'd enlarged her, but only for a minute.
Or made
How
me
fast
smaller.
Or made
Oh, that's
Glib
even
into a
better,
tiny
like
creature.
rescuer style.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Hey! How's it going? It's me, Tiny Glib!
Yes,
God,
please.
no.
Tiny
I'm
Glib and
close to-
Kaiju Fen, like.
Yes. All right.
If I could concentrate on the two at the same time, it would.
You
happen.
can.
You can.
Yeah.
Twin spell.
Oh, that
You
is
did
right.
it.
Oh, that
You
is
fully
right.
did it already.
No, I know. Well, but I didn't. I hadn't thought
But
about.
I
No,
know
that's
that
true,
one
though.
enlarged
Can
and make
she-
one
Twin
reduced.
spell.
Yeah.
Twin spell probably wouldn't allow one to be enlarged and one to be reduced. It's twin. It has to be the same.
Right.
So even it's
Yeah.
the
That's
same
fair.
spell, it's
Technically-
different effects.
The spell is
We'll
called
talk about
Enlarge
it later.
Reduce.
It's fine.
It is different effects though. I'm with Keeper on
yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
It is
I
two
like it
different
even
effects
better
of the
because,
same
the spell wants to do both of those things.
Right.
We'll see.
It just
how,
tears you apart.
Yeah, it just twins your
You have to
apart.
learn
And then we
the
opened a hole in the
sympathy.
space-time
And gives it
continuum.
to
and-
Ben.
Yes. So, we will follow. We
You
will
have so many
follow
options.
Ben first,
Alright.
partially because I think it'll be fairly reasonable to handle. No offense.
Yeah, I'm not doing too much.
Never.
So you assumably are going back to Stickum to hang out with Cuppa.
Yep.
Fantastic. So you walk in and hey, welcome back.
Welcome. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. That hammer you gave me, it's working great. Real appreciated, bud.
Excellent. Are the rest of your tools still the wrong size?
Well, I mean, you get some. Although I've had some pretty decent gigs lately with making some more interesting tools here and there. I'm working on gathering everything a little bit better. Business has been okay.
Good to hear. Well, I need your forge for a few things. And I have a question. Do you need a silent partner? And Fenn's gonna pull out a small bag with 100 gold and just drop it on the counter.
He can be pretty quiet.
Oh, angel investor Fen, I like it.
That gold.
That is gold, yes.
I assume as a blacksmith
Now.
you would know.
I need to do 3 things.
Miscalculated.
It's not iron,
Now,
I don't know.
Depending on your answers, Kappa, I need to do 3 things. I need your help, and I pull out the silver statuette, turning this into powder. Okay. And I need to make some throwing hammers. Now,
Gold.
if I can buy into your business, obviously I will expect some portion of the profits in return. I will fix a significant amount of your tools so that they will fit you. And then I pull out the giant rune scroll, and I set that down, and I open it up. I'll make you a copy of this, and that will help you out as well.
Oh, Rune Knight Kappa, I'm here for it.
My God.
I just need to double check. Just one thing. Not that I think I'd mind, but you're not gonna, like, steal body parts or anything. I just need to give you, like, part of proceeds.
Right. Yeah, no.
And you do all of this stuff for me, and I just give you some of my income.
Well, yeah. And every now and again I come
Nope,
down
too
instead
late.
of...
You can't take it back.
But-
And he just starts shaking your hand.
Now,
Starts
every
eating the
now and
gold.
again I'm going to need to use the forge.
That's fine.
And we're going to need to get in touch with some of the sorcerers or wizard, whatever the hell your enchanting folk is around here, so we can try and get some of our wares enchanted.
Yeah. I mean, they don't super love this side of town, but I got some connections that have some connections that could totally get me in touch with at least Bob's Booms and Snaps. Uncle Bob is very reasonable.
Excellent. I'd like to meet this Bob at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
But-
She's great.
Fantastic. Let's get the work done first. I will fix your tools first, and then we'll get to the rest of the work. What do you say?
That sounds gold. Yes.
Excellent.
And he like takes the bag and kind of like hugs it like a small stuffed toy. Just kind of like hugs it. Just
I
like
love kobolds as mini dragons. It's
have
so
a
good.
great time making, and I help absolutely, especially silver can help. Yeah. I'm gonna just
Absolutely.
real quick with this. Just
So Fen pulls some of the out of size and the worst of the tools down, and just hucks them into a thing and starts smelting them down.
yeah. And so go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me 4 checks.
Okay.
And I believe
I'll just
you
do
have-
2 at a time if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That one is 22. That one is 27. That one sucks. That one's 11.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God.
And that one is 24.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
so
we need to have a witch to curse your dice.
you had
Yeah, I rolled a 3 on the last one.
just double checking. So you had powder the
22?
silver. Well, no, you had
Oh, yeah.
powder the silver.
Mm-hmm.
You're making the tools.
Right. Making 4 throwing hammers.
Yes.
I mean, any hammer's a throwing hammer.
Okay. And so
Right
you
at
make the 2 sets of throwing hammer. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say one set. The last 2 checks would have been the throwing hammers.
Okay.
And I would say that one of the sets of throwing hammers, it's still usable. It's still functional. It's not as nice as you would have liked. You didn't quite like you hadn't made a whole lot of throwing hammers, and you
Yeah.
kind of got a little bit too much into the hatchet axe territory for a little while, so it's kind of a like thinner hammer than you would have liked, but they're still probably usable, just probably not as like as great as you're used to.
Okay.
This man said I could throw anything, but I'm gonna throw a hammer.
I like to that he's making a weapon to throw, starts making it into an axe, goes no, 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 and then turns it back into a hammer.
Gotta blunt that edge if I'm gonna hit people with a hammer.
Don't want to hurt anyone.
That's awesome.
He's a little bit used to a different kind of construction than hammer, so
Yeah.
But yeah, so you spend your day making those. I would assume that would take at least 8 hours of work.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, at least 8 hours, if not more.
All that heat treating and shit.
Yeah, so that would be pretty much your entire day.
Thermal
Yeah.
You do at some point get help from Kappa, who, after a short time in the back room, with his giant bag of gold that's as big as he is, comes back and is just kind of like, you almost see like the gem-colored eyes that are just a little like too happy, but he kind of shakes it off and gets to work and helps you out. So
His
Did I
pupils are
spend even had
dilated.
that much gold left?
Yeah. And then the last thing I do before I leave and head back to the nightlight is start making a copy of the giant runes and everything for him.
yes,
You can't read this. You might need a dwarf to tell you how to read this.
I was gonna say, like, suddenly
Have you ever been visited by the dream dwarf?
Yeah, right. It's normal. Everyone gets that dream.
go ahead and roll me a intelligence check just for.
I remember how old I was when I had the dwarf dream.
Oh, do kobolds get the
19.
dwarf dream?
19? Okay, yeah, and it's a very nice copy. It makes perfect sense. And you get the feeling that that'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
So we will fancy our way over to. Oh, everything could potentially. Let's fancy our way over to Glib because I'm damn curious.
That's fair.
I'm so scared.
Glib, with coffee in hand, gets off the booze. He's 15 minutes late with mage golds.
As is to
Minutes
be
late with
expected,
mage
yeah.
gold.
And even in the bad place, there's a mage golds on every corner. This is Liaison
yeah.
Twin here.
Is there like an off-brand mage gold somewhere in the bad place? Like,
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
bolts.
yeah. But
Rage
Yeah, I'm going to.
Rage goals, yeah.
It-
Sometimes
it's
I go to
made
Rage
for
Golds.
barbarians.
Sometimes I go to Source Silvers.
Yeah. There's also
That
that
is a
one,
good one.
the
It works so good.
The buzzing owl bear that's like not quite that different, but you know.
Yeah.
It's a horrifying concept.
So he's.
I guess y'all don't have moose tracks outside of Colorado, do you?
We got moose tracks.
only the ice cream.
Ice cream?
No, like the coffee joint.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's a that is like ingrained in my memory from childhood. So that's
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a reference that wouldn't fly until after it landed so poorly.
Sorry.
Childhood.
Tried.
But yes. So
So he's like trying to recreate, because they ran there, so he's trying to make his way back to where the shop was, and he's like occasionally taking sips of coffee and offering some to Moogie. Whether or not Moogie sips or not is up to Moogie.
just
Caffeine.
coffee.
Caffeinated Moogie.
yes. But yeah, go ahead and make me an investigation check. Just to. Actually, I will allow history if that's going to be better for you.
Let's see. I think investigation's gonna be better. That is going to be a dirty 20.
Oh yeah, you find it no problem. Like for a minute there, you're like confused, and then all of a sudden you see like right in front of you, you see the strip mall, and you're like, ha ha, that's it.
There it is. And so with that, Glib wanders into the shop that the bartender runs, which was, if memory serves, some like, it was like
Plane
a
shifts, trinkets, and curios, or whatever the
Yeah.
hell it was.
Yeah, there's you wander your way into plane shifts. Hold on.
Trinkets and gifts, that's what it was.
Yes, plane shifts, trinkets, and gifts. And standing at the behind the counter is the bartender, who just looks up and is just like, "Hey,
Glib puts on his winningest smile.
Oh god.
How can I help you?
I can't help but feel like maybe we got off on the wrong foot.
You don't say. Now
Well-
here I am, just trying to sell you an appletini, and y'all run off with something that's not for sale.
Yeah, I feel really bad about that. I
And your
do.
bird was nice enough to bring it back for me. She is very well behaved. You do not deserve her. Well, you do, but the rest of them do not.
Yeah, no, I agree, Moogie. I agree.
Yeah.
Too good for this world.
But I figured we're in town looking for some information, and I'm not much of a library guy. Hard to believe, I know. But they don't let you eat chocolate. Oh, do you want chocolate?
I mean, yes. Who doesn't? Who doesn't
All
want
right.
chocolate? Chocolate is great.
He
You know,
just holds open the sack.
he reaches in, he takes a couple of pieces, and he holds them up to his ear for a second, and then just shoves them in his mouth. Just like, you know, this makes up for everything. Welcome, friend. You're family now. All right. So what can I do you for?
Well, I was wondering, we kind of got tangled up with the Cult of Ruin and
Ah, shit. Those guys. That we don't
Flavor
say that name
Flav.
here. Trust me. It's just better if you leave it alone.
And we're trying to figure out where to go next. And I noticed your magical item over there kind of bears a striking resemblance to, and he pulls out his packed weapon with the hilt that has the same kind of stylized book.
You don't say. It's weird. It's just, look at that. Into that.
You're not gonna die on us, are you?
Not yet. That's a great question that you're asking there. And I could give you that answer. It'd be great. I don't know that that's an answer. I mean, you can go wherever you want to go, you know? You know. There's places
Yeah.
you can go.
That pesky mortal free will really gets him every time.
It's a real problem for us. We folk. Yeah.
You see, I'm just a little concerned about what happened. Like, if we don't get to the right place at the right time and the world ends, I'm a little concerned about what happens with our friends in the Feywild. And, I'm just trying to be in the right place at the right time. You get it?
Your pain, it's totally a reasonable pain.
It's one that we can both empathize with.
Yeah. You got a point there.
Now, would it sweeten the pot if I bought the tiny apple?
You want to buy the apple tea? Oh my heart.
Is he gonna die?
I was just wondering that.
Might be.
Oh, was it 16,000 gold pieces?
No, that was the ring.
Okay, cool.
It's like, we can't afford that.
It's everything. That's the price I assume of every item.
I asked for the price of one thing, and that is just the price of all things from now on.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that not how money works?
So, here's the deal. You got this. I know you're family now. You got this. And I would love to give you this appletini with my heart and soul. I would be honored to let you buy this appletini. But there are some things I just can't give. Even with the best of intentions, and you have great points. Hear me out.
Okay. Glib's
But
just nodding enthusiastically this whole time.
I don't know necessarily where the Half-Orc is, or where to. I mean, there's a lot of things. This is a big place. There's a lot that could happen with
Oh.
maybe books and not books, roses and not roses. It's just it's complicated. It's complicated.
We were looking for some fancy library called the Everdawn. I think.
That's it.
That might... It,
Uh-huh.
because you mentioned books that aren't books and roses that aren't roses. I think that's part of it.
Gotta wait for a
Just
second.
kind of dies. And a few minutes later, there's a new guy who pops out and throws the other one into the back room and is just like, so, what can I do you for? You wanted the appletini, right? You were looking for the appletini. I can get you that appletini in the book.
Are you cursed?
Cursed me? What would give you the idea that I'm cursed? I got this beautiful shop here. It's everything I could possibly need. I've got your liaison
Can you
twin
leave
glasses,
the
I've got
shop?
I've got your liaison twin bears. What would I possibly want to leave for? I love this shop. It's my home.
Can Glib make an Arcana check to notice if there's any sort of runes or anything that would be, that would keep an extra dimensional entity penned into a shop?
Absolutely, if you would like to.
Also, if he sells Glib the appletini, does Glib then have to stay with the shop?
Oh no!
Someone has taken the torch.
Now
So
Glib
that's a,
becomes the
uh,
bartender.
That's another dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You look around, and the only thing that really seems to be all that magical in any way, shape, or form, other than the particularly weird creature in front of you, is really just the little medallion.
Glib's gonna lean in close. He's like, do you need help?
What could I possibly need help with? I am fine.
Okay.
Moogie flies off of Glib's shoulder and lands on the bartender's head, and it starts poking at him and goes, Everdawn! Everdawn!
You kind of get the like, hey. Now listen here. You're a very respectable bird.
Flapping, the swan flapping or goose flapping.
I appreciate who and what and how you are. I would appreciate if you respect the space or buy the pickle juice.
The what?
The pickle juice.
Is that what the Oh, that's what the apple is in?
No, the apple's in the teeny. The pickle juice is over here. And he pulls out a giant jar completely full with greenish liquid with one single pickle floating in it. This
I don't like pickles.
is some of the finest. Oh, you don't like pickles?
No.
How do you?
That's what did it!
That's
You're
fair.
talking about the end of the world is fine, but someone doesn't like pickles.
Pickles!
The pickle jar
Agreed.
falls to the ground, but seems to be in perfect condition as it kind of rolls and then bumps against the counter, and another.
And the next bartender steps on
Next-
it and dies.
Next bartender looks at the pickle jar and says, "Coming back for you, sweetheart," and just like lifts the body open, and then.
Moogie lands on it and starts picking at the glass.
Hey, what
Hey,
did we
break it, you
talk
buy it,
about
Maggie.
with the whole respecting personal space thing? So, you wanted
How much is the apple teeny?
the appletini? That would be 10.
Okay, sign me up. You've made a bargain, or you've made a customer today.
Great!
Careful with like praising Glib.
I know.
And he
you'll
picks
never
up the appletini, hands it to you. The apple does not move at all from the martini glass. And he offers it to you.
Okay, Glib will give him 10 gold. And then just say, like, if you think of anything that you can share, I think you probably know how to get in touch.
I will have my people call your people.
It's best to just get in contact with me directly.
I will have my people call your people.
Okay, alright, that's fair.
Yay, family man!
Alright, well, the bartender, it's been interesting.
And you as well, Mr. Glib. I mean,
never
sir.
gave you my name.
I know, I'm like,
I'll talk to you later.
I was like, how do?
Well, so Glib's getting ready to go, and then he waits until the bartender comes out, and then one last thing is he's like gonna turn around and is like, first, do you want some chocolate before I leave? And second, what does that thing do? And Glib points at the medallion.
Oh, yes, and that thing, it's ice.
Did you say ice?
Ice. Chocolate. Can I have some?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Chocolate. Yeah, and he takes a couple pieces of chocolate and holds them to his ear again, and then just.
Also, just out of curiosity, do you want a mushroom?
Sure. I love mushrooms.
Okay. We found a weird one.
Weird mushrooms. I love weird mushrooms. They're great.
Oh.
They're great for business.
Glib like digs around in his bag, he hands him the mushroom.
You found this.
Yeah. It was next to a plant that tripped our friend.
Friends found this. Where did you find this?
It was like near Lidl.
Here. You found this here.
Yeah, no, it was here. I don't know where else you would be talking about. Wink.
Right. Yeah, you're right, family man. I thank you for the mushroom. This is such a cool mushroom. I will be sure to put this in a place of honor.
If
Thank
it
you.
helps, we've run into a
Thanks.
couple of places where things have been here that shouldn't have been.
Really? Huh. Weird. He takes a bite out of the mushroom. Nothing seems to happen.
That's what I figured. Yeah, like, and granted, it could have been, there was some boggles that, who must not be named, they grew some plants and flowers out of where they sprouted out, and those stuck around for a bit, at least long enough for us to find them.
You don't say. That's so weird. Boggles. Weird. Weird things. Weird guys, those guys.
One
They
of
owe me
them-
money. Probably.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, Glip Glop.
Yeah.
They probably owe me money.
So, you hear... And right next to you appears... What?
Do you owe the bartender money?
The who now? The what? The huh?
That guy.
What is this place? What guy? What is this place?
Is the bartender gone?
You see the bartender just fine.
This is a knick-knack shop.
Nick.
Can you really not see him? The bartender, can you see
Who are you
Glip Glop?
talking about? I mean, he's standing right there. Of course I can see him. Hey, did you want the pickle juice? Did he want
Glip
the
Glop,
pickle juice?
Do you want a pickle juice?
Um,
Since I brought you all the
What's a
way here, I
pickle?
figured might as well. Alright, one pickle juice for Glip
what's a
Glop.
pickle? Got it.
Plant.
Got it.
It's a-
I can
it's
get
a
that
salty
for you right
plant.
now. Salty plant. Weird. The primates. This place is. On second thought, I don't really need the pickle. I'll just see ya when I
Hey.
see ya.
No, hey, what did you smell?
It's just this. I mean, this place is a place. This place is a place, you know? And I like places. But I'm not the biggest fan of places. Like, place.
Glib, I hate to be that guy, but if you don't spill the beans, you're coming with me wherever I go.
All right. Listen.
I don't want to play hardball here.
This place.
Breaking my balls, Glip Glop.
It is. And the bartender snaps, and Glip Glop vanishes.
Huh.
He says, "Oh well, that guy was weird, right? Am I right? You still want the pickle?"
No, that was for Glip Glop.
Got it.
He's back.
He does not reappear.
All right.
Good Glop's dead.
Oh no.
We just killed him.
He's no longer. He's uncanon now.
Not just
I would
dead,
also
he's
say
dead.
that you heard the snap over near the bartender. You did not actually see the bartender snap if you were paying attention to the bartender.
Well, his attention would have been a little split.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. That was weird.
Very.
I don't usually ask things so directly. Can you just level with me here, my dude?
Yeah.
What are you?
Me? I am the bartender. That is what I am. That is who I am. That is the start and end. I am the bartender.
Now, as far as I can tell, the bartender is a series of wooden bodies that make their way into the back room.
I am the bartender. I am me. Me am I.
Well, I can't argue with that logic. Well,
Ironclad case.
you just disapparated somebody.
I
From
do not disapparate any people. That is rude.
Okay. Well, something happened. And he snapped and he's not there anymore. Unless you didn't snap.
I can't. Snapping. I don't think I snapped. Can I snap?
Did the
And he
snap-
tries to like bend his body in half and it doesn't work.
Okay, well that's unsettling. Did the snap come from the medallion?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, that's a bad one. 10.
You have no idea.
Alright. Well. Is he okay?
He's fine. He's probably fine.
Okay. Well, I'll buy the pickle juice just because I told him I would, and then if I see him again, I'll give it to him.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Finest pickle juice around. Let me tells ya, this would be 3.
Okay. That puts me at an even 240.
I'm gonna... He did not say 3 gold. He just said 3.
Okay.
1,000 gold.
Well, Glib's used to dealing in gold, so he's like, here you go.
That's fair. He will accept the gold and say, thank you for your business and your time, and I wish you luck with all of your half.
Thanks. I hope things work out. Glib says a little pointedly as he starts making his way to the door.
Yup. And that I think will bring us
Oh, one last thing.
to...
As he's about to leave, Glib turns around and says, "Tell Dia I said hi," and then he walks out.
As you walk out, you just hear, hey! Dunk. But yeah, and that will take us to our break. We will see you all very soon. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful break. We had a magical one. We just finished off with seeing the bartender again. Lovely man, that. If he is a man, if he's a lovely, if he's
What
a
is man?
that.
What does any of it mean?
What does any of it mean?
I think he's a miserable pile of secrets.
I don't think there is a single person here who would disagree with you.
The pile's in the back room. Sorry, I couldn't deny that.
It's an extension of the pile of secrets. It's like
But
an amoeba. I don't know.
let's head to Silus and Irde real quick.
Okay.
As you head
Alright.
to the Libre.
Irde,
Yes.
before we go in, I hope it's alright. I know you said that it's okay that I talk to your parents. I didn't mean to talk to them strictly of things that I'm looking for as pertains to Leviflay and the Children of the Worm and those sorts of things. I was more intending to speak to them of regarding you and your situation. I hope that's all right, and I know you don't want to talk to them, but I would invite you to speak to them with me if you would like to be there for that. If not, if anything of it is to your if you do not want me to, I shan't.
No, you may speak with them. I
All right.
trust you.
All right.
At this point, I think I will let you speak to them alone.
All right.
I
whatever
wish I
you-
was able to not be angry.
And you have every right to be, I believe. Yes.
So we go into the library. Who do I see that I recognize?
Honestly, there are very few people you don't recognize. Most of the people who work at the library have been at the library, will be at the library until the end of their days. You do see a couple of like interns running around that you don't know, but they are still we.
Are either which of my parents are there, or both? Or no?
Roll me a perception check. Or an investigation check if you would prefer that.
Can I roll this at
Yes.
advantage? Because I definitely know what my parents.
I was
look
gonna say,
like.
could I assist her?
Yeah.
I forgot what my parents look like, guys. Shoot.
Look in the mirror.
17.
Sorry, Josh. What were you saying,
17.
Josh?
Is there a kobold with a very nice cape?
So actually, though, is it?
Yeah, actually, Pengull is there. Pengull Chitterington.
Yes, I guess. Do I see my either of
You
my parents?
see your father kind of in the back working on some books and things.
All right. Then I will point him out to Silus, actually, since Silus has never seen my father. So you met her the last time, and actually, she's not here today, whatever time of day it is. Today, but that is my father.
And
what is his
actually,
name?
in some bookshelves pretty nearby, you would see Elias.
Wonderful.
What is your father's name?
How did I name my dad? Oh
Our
god,
Lord.
it's so long since Amanda wrote
Our
this
Lord.
backstory. My brain hurts.
Our
I'm
Lord.
so sorry. This is terrible.
Frank.
Arlorn. Arlorn.
Arlon, thank you. Arlon and my mother is Ilya. I knew this. I do know this. My brain
Arlon.
is not here existing
Arlan
today.
is just the Aasimar version of Frank, though, you know.
Yeah.
So a real salt of the earth guy.
My father's name is Arlon.
Arlon. Arlon.
L-O-N, yes.
Alright.
And then I will say, actually, there's someone who I would like to speak to, and
Absolutely.
if you look, I don't know if you follow what I'm doing at all, but I will walk to the stacks where Elias is.
I will look after you
Okay.
as you go on, but then I will
You
go about my
see
business.
a relatively handsome human person who is probably carrying a lot of books in one hand and walking with a couple years older than Irde would appear to be, is probably carrying a stack of books in their hands, I'm assuming, and also walks with a cane.
You said they
That
were
makes
human?
carrying that stack pretty tough.
They are very talented.
Did you say that they were human?
Yes. And I will walk up to Elias. And if they are distracted, or if I don't know if they notice me as I approach, that is up to you, Keeper. I'm in the library, so I'm not trying to be loud.
You're not trying to be loud, but he's particularly observant. They're particularly observant. I have too many Eliases.
I understand.
So
I
many
know.
Eliases.
This one is mine.
This one is yours, which means they are particularly observant. They are putting away books, and they just happen to kind of like, long time no see.
Do they seem distracted?
No, not particularly. It's just kind of busy work type thing.
It has been a long time. And how are you doing?
Not too bad. The library and all that doesn't really change much. How was the monastery?
Oh, well,
monastery?
surprisingly, we just came from there. I had actually left about a couple of months ago. Went out into the world, so to speak. But, business brings us back here.
Well, welcome back. You look well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And what have you been working on, if I may ask?
Mostly research, bits and pieces here and there, assisting research. I worked with Niloran for a while, which was very weird. Didn't last long. But I've been helping with, accounts, records, a couple of historical events that need to be catalogued and looked into.
I am sure whoever you're assisting is very fortunate. I don't want to keep you from your work if you're doing things, but I wanted to I think apologize for a couple of things. Well, first of all, this is not just an apology to you, but also well, I'll get to that in a second. But I realized sort of once I left, I just sort of left and did not talk to anyone. And there were some people I very much didn't want to talk to, but you weren't one of those people, and I wanted to apologize for just not doing that.
I get it. I do. I get it.
And if I might ask you a favour. Well, a couple of favours, really. If you find any... You were always better at finding things. If you find anything that might pertain to Le Hafle, if you wouldn't mind writing me, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Sorry. Can you... Hey, hold on. And he pulls out, like, a quill and paper from his back pocket, and it's just kind of a scratch of paper.
Uh-huh.
Can you say that again?
Le Hafle?
How would I even start to spell it?
Irde would take her best goddamn guess. I don't know. Has Irde ever seen the word Le Hafle written?
No, because it was written in giant.
So
Cannot be spelled
I will.
by mortal hands.
I will do my best.
Fantastic.
And tell them how I would spell Le Hafle.
He writes
The
it down.
one time I needed to be at the library.
And you're not.
A lot of silent G's. It's weird.
Why did
Giant
you
is
need
all
to be at the
about this,
library? I
haven't
don't
you?
actually
There's a lot
know.
of those.
Oh yes,
How many
because you actually
queues
can
are
fill in
there
her
in
thing.
Lev?
But you know, that's fine. You ran away to the blacksmith, and that's fine.
Yeah. Is it? What is it?
From what I can tell, giant monsters that might destroy the world.
Oh, that's.
A lot, I know. I don't know all the particulars about it. We really only just got a name, and I'm not good at this sort of thing. But
Are you looking for world-ending monsters?
Well, I hope you believe enough in me that that you don't think I would try to end the world. But
No, but that's not really. Ah. I trust you.
and I have trusted you about many things.
So just the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
Just the world-ending monsters then.
I mean, I as far as my own issues, which you know, I am working on. I have been researching that and working on it, but I was in this library not about less than a month ago at this point, and they hadn't really found anything super new about the Landra.
Yeah, it's been.
So I wouldn't, at least right now, expect you to find anything. If you do, of course, I'd know.
Sort of always keep in that stuff, you know?
And a final favour.
Hmm.
Do you know where I might find my sister?
Yeah, so, yeah, actually, usually, at least, she and Gareth.
And sorry, what was the name that they gave?
Yareth,
Yara, thank you.
which is, Nyloran's son.
Yes. Oh, right, and Maloran.
Yes.
Yes, actually, that last time, Maloran said that Phoebe has been spending time with Yara, I believe.
Yeah, I think they, there's this, bookshop around town called Outlines.
Outline?
Yeah, I guess they spend a lot of time there, sounds like. Or just, you know, Anna's Bounty, also.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Anna's Bounty.
Oh.
They like to kind of hang out on that side of town, sounds like.
Well then.
Yeah. She's doing well, but she missed you.
I missed it very much. Well, the apologies I made to you about not talking to you for 5 years, well then, let's just say those are some apologies I must make in spades to other people I care about.
Josh got the joke. Yeah. It's true. But
Does Elias look like they would accept a hug?
roll me an insight check.
Well, fine. Oh, shoot, mod 20.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Elias wouldn't turn down a hug from you.
I will give them a hug then, like just a quick one, and say thank you. I might be around the library for a little bit, but I will try to head over to the bookshop.
Yeah, just if you need anything or anything like that, I'm particularly good finder. You knew that, but
You're very good at many things.
thanks.
Thank you.
So,
I
And
really did
we-
appreciate everything you explained to me when I didn't think it was something that I could study before. So thank you for showing me that.
I'm glad I could help at all.
She will squeeze their hand and, like, consider giving them a kiss on the cheek and then just decide not to, and then say thank you again and walk back. Has Silus?
He's most likely gone to your father.
Okay.
Yes.
Do I see Silus and my father?
I was actually about to jump to Silus, so I will tell you that after we have a short
we'll find out.
interlude of
right.
Silus. You
Right.
walk into the library.
Yes, I will approach Mr. Denham, and I will say, hello, sir.
Yes. Sorry.
It's all right. My name is Salus and I am a friend of your daughter, Irde, traveling companion that we met a couple of months ago. I understand that there are some strenuous relationships in this sector. I am a researcher. I have met your daughter and wish to help her as much as I can. She has done quite a bit of good to me and has been very kind. So I'd wish to return that kindness in spades. I would like to ask you a few questions, if it's all right.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I give myself a natural 20.
Yes! That's why that face happened when you rolled your portents. Got it. Okay. I observe your face when you roll portents. It happens.
Yeah.
So you see before you a very tall, thin man with jet black hair, same sort of color scheme as Irde, very strong jaw, long face, sharp eyes. And a pile of papers before him. And as you're talking, he kind of straightens and looks... It's hard to tell what he looks. But when you say that you're a researcher, you see that kind of hit in a place in his mind. And his response is, I would be happy to assist with any sort of scholastic endeavors that would assist my Irde.
Yes. So I just have a few questions for you, and more may come about as the answers come through. My first question is, what exactly do you know of Irde's condition, of what she has become, and the effects that it has had on her?
I understand that at a point in Irde's life, she felt a separation from something that she deemed her birthright, which was her birthright in many forms. I understand that it has caused ramification to her nature, what we experience, and his wings kind of like flap slightly. And you see, unlike the like pure white feathered wings of Irde's mother, his seem to be a little bit more silvery, and a little bit more glistening. Hers were more pearlescent. And she gained great talent, of which no one can quite express, to the extent we do not know any of. As she is such a unique case, there is little we can discern from her previous experiences and what they changed based on who she as a person is and how she views the world. There is little empirical evidence as to whether or not this affected more than just her exterior or her abilities, and until there is greater standard of array, we are unable to truly deliberate as to what that means for the extenuating circumstances.
Right. All right. Wonderful. Now, Irde believes that the actions that that you and your wife took in the past may have led directly to her attunement to magic and to the things that you have explained. What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I find that my daughter has a certain misunderstanding of the situation as a whole, and that is admittedly mine and my wife's, but she has been greatly blessed. Her abilities are beyond comprehension, and such that we have sought over and over. The Shadowfell, as a realm, holds great power, and to be able to tap into that untapped well could bring about change that would radicalize the entire understanding of magic as exists. It would be one of the greatest scientific and magical arcane discoveries in known history. It is regrettable that her connection was severed. Whatever that connection was. But it is very possible she traded one connection for another and has simply not tapped it yet. As to whose fault it is or what was done to cause it, I would that I knew so I could do it again.
So, and this touches on something of my own research, to be honest. The granting of magic and power throughout the whole of mortal life. When you went to the Shadowfell, what did you do?
Predominantly it was research to discover what lay there. Nyloran kept a gate here for us and recorded all of our events and research. My wife and I took Irde and searched throughout the inhabitants and what was there. We looked for relics or understandings of how the planes interacted and what was the innate presence of the Shadowfell. The Primaterial plane has very specific magic. It comes from the gods and it comes from us. The Shadowfell is magic. And as such, to understand how that interacts with the world, we hoped that it would bring about an understanding of things unknown. Fortunately, we did not answer all of the questions that we'd have liked, but it opened doors. Unfortunately, our time was cut short.
What happened?
The research was less helpful than we'd have liked. And Irde was adversely affected by the Shadow.
Just by her presence there, or by something specific?
We cannot and do not know as of yet. We we never got the opportunity to really explore that after the events that unfolded. She was... according to some, understandably difficult to reach.
I should only tell you that your daughter is doing great things. She has taken these gifts, as you say, and as she perceives them, curses, and is turning them into things that are helping everyone, as many people as she can. I understand that there is some disagreement between the three of you, which, as far as I can see, is to be understandable. But whether or not she wishes to come and talk to you is up to her, of course, but she has fallen into a group of very interesting but very good people. So you can rest assured that she is being taken care of and that she is making her mark her way. So that she is following her path.
Thank you. She is... We have always known that Irde was going to be great. It was always going to be beyond imagination. I appreciate your intelligence being around her, and have no doubt that if she is chosen more like you, she is as bright as we always knew she was.
She is bright. That much is true. Thank you for your time. I must avail myself of your library.
Thank you for yours. Enjoy the books.
And I will go and start researching Life of Flay and shit.
Fantastic.
How would that timing work with Silus and my father?
You probably would have seen the tail end of the conversation.
If it looks like they were finishing up, I would have waited just to let Silus know where I was going.
Sorry, I read the chat for a second. It was a terrible idea.
It's very fair.
27 freaking messages, holy monkeys.
Oh goodness, it's
we
very
had
true.
Apparently.
feelings.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so
but
excited for you to see
Does
all
it look like, would it have looked like Silus and my father would like wind you down the conversation? I don't want to listen in on the conversation. I want to tell the one person who's in the library with me that I'm leaving the library.
Yeah, no, and you would have come just about at the exact tail end of the conversation, especially with how awkward you and Alliance are. So, yeah, you probably would have come in just about as they were finishing up, and it would have looked fairly like they were finishing, but, yeah.
I probably would have just waited a distance away, and when Silus came, I'll just let him know, I have my own family business to deal with. I have been told my sister is in a bookshop across another part of the town. So I'm going to go.
Of course.
Was the conversation helpful?
I believe so. It's in its own way. For what it's worth, your father, he believes that you are doing... Well, he believes that you always were destined to do good things. And I am inclined to believe him. So... I will most likely be here for the
Until the
foreseeable
library
future.
closes, I'm assuming.
Most likely.
Library is closed? Sorry.
Libraries... Does the Leaston Public Library not close? It's not a school library.
No, it's not. Doesn't matter.
But it's a cool library.
It's a
It's a research-based library and tends to have people at all
I
hours.
would definitely suggest you join us at the inn later, especially, you said you had a gift for Pep and Barry. I'm sure they would appreciate.
I do need to go to the nightlight.
But spend your time here.
Right, and I will reach into the bag of holding, and I will give you the.
If you give her my armor.
I will give you the red mushroom.
Oh.
And I will say we've only one of these left. This is the one that turned Sailsaba into a light show. Not a light show, a color show.
That one.
Might be fun to, I don't know about siblings, but I can imagine.
This is the last one we have, yes?
No, we've got one more of them.
Well, like most of the people here, I haven't seen my sister in several years. We'll see if this is the time.
May or may not be. Have fun, Irde. Enjoy yourself. You deserve it.
Before she goes, she will just... Might I hug you?
Of course.
And I will give him a hug. And... depart.
By the way, I've been talking about your experimentation with your father. Anyway.
A normal part of everyone's childhood.
Growing up.
That's part of getting older.
Might you want to replicate?
The experiment.
For scientific purposes.
Why are you guys like this?
We have
Y'all
to
are
get
sure, but I love it.
Suplex the shit out of the dad.
Man, I can't wait
Let's
for you guys to
fuck
meet
his
everybody's
day.
parents.
I'm so
Fuck
glad
this
none
whole
of you.
mission. We're
I'm
coming
so
back.
glad that none of you were there for that conversation.
I know.
Silas is probably the only
I
one
think-
who's just sitting
yeah.
there like, of course.
I think of all the people that could have had an interaction with
And
Arlen-
not punched my father.
and not like come out of it with father pieces.
Silas isn't jazzed about Irde's dad.
No, I know that, but you have
he-
enough self-control that you wouldn't
Yeah,
punch
but
him in the middle
you
of the
didn't
library.
just immediately try to kill him, which I think a lot of us would have.
Yeah.
Oh, Glib would have Misty stepped 30 feet in the air and elbow dropped.
Please, at some point, I need you to do that, Josh. You've
yes.
now teased it.
Yes.
That must happen.
That has to happen.
Oh god.
That must happen.
Oh, we're playing some chin music.
I'm just seeing like library shelves just getting tipped over on the guy because Fen just goes, "Excuse me," and then goes around and just shoves it over on him.
Where's
Another
your
reason why I'm
comeuppance
so happy that
section?
none of you are here.
Don't worry, I've found it.
And I spoke to an old friend. So
Yes, you did. Silas, go ahead and roll me an investigation check for stuff.
Come on, Silas Dice. You got it. You got this shit.
Dice
You got this shit. You got that shit. What is it? 26.
yeah.
Wow. Searching through the library, there are a lot of things that you find that look like they could be useful. Which really, in the end, part of the reason that it's been so difficult is from the beginning, is that everything could feasibly be useful. I'm
Right.
sorry, my toy just flew.
Yep.
There's just so many options. This time you managed to narrow it down pretty well. Because you have some extending information.
Mm-hmm.
And as it goes, let me pull up some of the things that exist.
Or
one of the things you actually pull up is the history of the Yanti ruins that you were kind of informed
heard
about. And some of the other what you essentially find is like explanations of societies that existed outside of the lanterns pre the lanterns existing. Does that make sense? Those words make sense. But like some portions of peoples kind of separated into different locations before the gods left. And as such, there are places that were connected to cities often, but were not actually their own city or civilization enough that they got a lantern per se. And as such, they either flourished on their own for an extended period of time, were lost to the ages, or those people left and came to the city. This particular section seemed to flourish for quite a while, and then all of a sudden, there's not a lot of record as to what happened after that. This particular civilization actually did not worship one of the main gods, which is what is why it's mentioned, because it's not necessarily a cult so much as they worshipped one of the minor gods. They actually worshipped the goddess of bloodshed.
This is the Yanti ruins?
Yes, the Yanti ruins. They actually seemed to worship the goddess of bloodshed, which, let me scroll to remember.
She's got some redeeming qualities, though, right?
Well, she's chaotic.
Not just
Blood's
the
really
god
good
of...
for your skin.
She's the chaotic evil goddess who is the partner of war.
So no.
So,
No.
but yeah, she, her name was Zenzu. And her partner's name was, Narish. So, you find a little bit of information on that. And yeah, there's no real record of what happened to the people who supposedly lived in those ruins. They just no longer kind of interacted with the towns around them, as far as you can tell. You find a couple of things on different dragon-type races and other such assorted races that look like they could be useful, so you kind of write them down to go back to later as you get more information. Particularly a couple of the more aquatic-style dragons, both chromatic and metallic, things like leviathans and serpents, other assorted water things. You get a Morakoth for a minute, you get a kraken for a minute, kind of that general idea of animals with cults. But, yeah.
All right. And as Silus is perusing, I will also look for anything to do with the Aasimar celestial bond, and just not as heavily, but we'll look for that, and the Elvish reincarnation cycle.
Fantastic. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check for those two as well.
Okay. Aasimar stuff is mod 20.
Okay.
Elvish reincarnation cycle is a 16.
Fantastic. The Elvish reincarnation cycle you don't see a lot of. You see one rather thin book that talks a little bit about the reincarnation cycle and the origins of elves coming from the Feywild, and kind of branching off into the different styles, as well as the elves that seemed to stay in the Feywild, and how they kind of have a different thing because of that connection to an alternate plane.
Okay.
And then the Aasimar things, you do find a little bit of information about connections with the planes in particular, and how the planes kind of interact with each other, and how there are ways for creatures from other planes to kind of, if they have something to root that connection in, they're able to send messages depending on how far the planes are from each other.
Okay. Cool. And that's what Silus will be doing for the rest of the evening, I believe.
Fantastic. So that takes care of Silus. Real quick, I want to pop over to Aym'Bryn and Sales, and then we will come back to you, Irde.
Perfect.
Okay. So, Aym'Bryn and Sales.
Oh, we're doing something. I was concentrating really hard. Hold on.
So sorry.
I was so focused.
You guys make your way to the shady side of town.
Yes. Have we talked about what we're going to, what our cover story is? How we...
Well, no, I guess not yet.
I figured that was part of the reason for the walk.
Yeah, here, actually, real quick, I need you to do something for me, and I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to slit the shoulders of my shirt. I need you to tear these for me.
Oh, well, all right, I'll do it. I'm not the... I mean, it's just a shirt,
fine.
right?
It'll
all right.
be... Yeah.
Silas is going to be so upset about that.
I did like this shirt. It's kind of suck.
All right. Oh.
I can fix
All right.
it.
I'll try to
I
make
mean,
sure that it's one clean break so that you only have to cast mending twice.
Technically, I can too. It's just gonna take me it's just not worth it. It's just a fucking shirt. Anyway,
Y'all
it'll
never
just
heard of rolling up sleeves, huh?
well.
It's like a different look.
You're right here, but suddenly I feel the need to explain that it's when you abandon a crew, you have your sleeves torn, and that's a mark of a pirate. Anyway,
I'm going to take one of your sleeves though and kind of I'll tie it on as like a bandana. What do pirates wear?
Yeah, that'll work. That's
All
fine.
right.
Hopefully they won't recognize it's fine. Yeah. So
Your headband matches his shirt almost.
yeah, honestly, hopefully.
We're
wait,
all
you're
together.
not
I'm
here
going to
either,
do one
but-
on.
I
Well,
know.
Sail's going to be a cat in a moment.
Yeah.
Can we do one as like a little bandana for the sales cat? Anyway, what were you saying?
Well, actually, so I killed the man who took my sleeves and took them back. So this will work great. We got to be intimidating when we go
all
in
right.
here.
Yes, intimidating. I can do that.
So, Brion, you already know. Sails, you kind of know. You snuck up on me when I walked out of that house here last time, so I figure you probably know. We're gonna be pirates for a while. And we are going to tell everyone that we got too drunk and we missed send-off. And we're looking for the ship. And if we can't find the ship, will you remember that our captain was working with Aym'Bryn?
That's it.
Nailed it.
Yep, cool. Aym'Bryn. And if
If
we
only it was
can't
written
catch
down
him,
somewhere where you could look at it.
yeah, right. If I had notes somewhere, that'd be cool.
Or
Or if it was on the screen
in
under.
the Zoom meeting.
Oh wait, where's? Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, sure enough, I have the. Yep. Anyway, we're looking for. By the way, I really did want to bring Finn with us, but like he looks so much like his dad. It's kind of like it wouldn't go well. Anyway,
And I think that whenever we start talking about Irvin, it's going to be difficult for him to just to kind of game face. So
yeah, he gets very angry. Anyway, assuming we can't find the ship, we're gonna go catch up with Irvin because we remember that our captain was working with him, and even if not, Irvin pays better, right? So we're just looking for a new
and I
job.
hear that he's lost a few men recently.
He has. He's actually lost
Might
quite
be
a
looking
few.
for a few good crew mates, as it were.
Exactly. So we're gonna walk into the bar. We're gonna look strong, and it's gonna go great.
Why did you slow down so much when you were saying that?
Well, it'll be fine. It'll be great. We're gonna do
alright,
great.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sling my bow somewhere more obvious, so it looks a little bit more like I prefer to use it.
And you guys make your way through, and you find yourself
Before they
at.
do, Sailsaba will yes, and will into an alleyway, and then she'll have taken your sleeve with her, and she'll come back out with the sleeve around her neck like that, like so. I tried. And
Susie,
as
you're
a little
so
cat,
resourceful.
I know. Killing me.
At that prop comedy.
we'll climb up Aym'Bryn's side, give him a little, and then we'll hop over to Alin's shoulder and
Oh, hey.
More room.
nestle
yeah.
around.
A little bit broader.
And I'll try to remember this as well, but in general, we'll be assisting Alin in anything that he would, it's obvious that he would like to do, essentially, hopefully giving him the help action to get rid of that disadvantage from being
Straight roll, got it. Trying to give Alan straight rolls.
Yep.
Best
Like a
kitty.
little kitty nudge.
Best kitty.
Or at least pan rolls, if we can just get somewhere in there.
Closer.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys make your way through to a kind of backwater kind of like back alley area, a little bit grungier, a little bit less taken care of and pristine from some of the other streets. And you see a sign that's hanging down that seems to have a cauldron on it that looks like it's bubbling. That says Cassandra's Serendipity on it.
Oh, this is nice. It's not where I was looking for, though, but it's kind of a cool place if you need any poisons.
We don't have to start here. Did you want to start at the at the bar?
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah,
want to?
actually.
I'm so sorry. My brain.
No
was,
worries.
I thought you guys were
like
going
to
straight to the
eventually.
underground.
No, well, first we're going to go and see if we can't find our ship, and if we, if we can't, then we will be looking for other work, right?
Fair
This
enough.
was a more literal pick your poison
We're
kind of situation.
resourceful.
That was definitely my
Yeah.
faulty brain cells. But yeah, so you
No,
make your
I'm glad to know where it is. So we passed by it, and
yes, you pass by it, slightly down and kind of around a couple corners. You find Odorf and Ma's dog bones.
Okay.
You walk in to a not uncrowded. I mean, it's not super crowded, but it's not completely empty bar. Considering it's just slightly afternoon. It's got a good number of people at it. You see Turgan, the goblin bartender that you would probably remember, Alin. You see Gorbin, the kobold bartender. And then there also seem to be a couple of bards in the corner. But yeah.
Okay. Are there how many patrons are there?
Hold on. Probably something about 17.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Aym'Bryn, put one hand on his shoulder and say, I don't mean to doubt your methods, but pick one
please,
person.
doubt away.
Pick one person in here right now that's not me, and look at them like you want to kill them the rest of the time we're in here.
All right.
Cool. And then walk up to Turgan.
Yes.
Say, hey, buddy.
Hey.
You remember me?
Of course I remember you. No.
Yeah, good man. What a... Oh, God, I'm surprised I remember you, but I do. Hard to forget that face, isn't it, right, you ugly bastard?
And you do see he's kind of got like a swollen, like, eyebrow sort of thing.
Yeah,
It's just
no.
eternally swollen. Very broken nose. Huh. So, what you looking for?
Well, now I feel kind of bad about it.
He looks tough.
For the record, you're not actually... All right, never mind. You know what? Whatever. Hey, bud, look, we just had the Undertow just had a raid on Port Coav, and I got too drunk and missed send-off. You seen where they went?
Undertow. Huh.
I'm trying to catch up, you know?
I haven't seen those folks in a little bit. Come to think of it, I haven't. It's been a couple months, you know?
So notably, I would like to say this loud enough that anyone nearby would hear me, and I am going to kind of keep scanning the room.
And I'll do the same while I'm daring anyone in here to fight me. I'll be tracking as well if I can either to see if anyone's ears perk up when Alan's talking.
Fantastic. And Alin, I haven't mentioned this before. You would know that there is actually also an island just off the coast that is kind of the second place to look for pirate ships and things like that.
Okay.
It's farther away.
All right,
but that would be the other kind of like predominant place that people would go to kind of dodge things.
Yeah, the Madagascar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yes, so sorry. Yeah, it's been a minute. And you were looking around to see if anyone was paying attention, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
And I assume that Sales is helping you, so straight roll.
Yeah.
May I as well? Oh no.
The 24.
Never mind.
Fantastic.
Finally.
As you're looking around, there do seem to be a couple of eyes that kind of like look up when you say the name of the ship. None of them look to be familiar enough faces that you think that they're probably members of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you do know that that's not the only ship on the 17 seas. I would say
But nobody's like... Nobody's looking angry and or excited.
Not particularly. There's not an overwhelming emotion to it. It's a little bit more of just a like.
Just somebody noted the name.
Right.
What's
Okay.
this thing? What's this guy talking about that ship for? What's he looking for?
Cool.
You know?
Yeah. All right, cool. Then back to Turgan. Look, you and I both know that if I can't chase him, I'm not gonna catch up with that ship. Yeah. But we were working with this one piece of shit. His name was Thurvin.
Never heard of him.
I'd like to look around again and see if anyone perked up at
That
that point.
face, Ben, that's why you couldn't come with us.
Oh, sure. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh my god, Tim, we are in the bad place.
Yes! Quite literally.
Did you just realize that?
No, we've been joking about it all day, and then the keeper goes, "Oh, sure."
Yep.
No!
Bad place.
I don't.
I
curse
definitely
very
said
much.
fuck at some point, so we're not that.
Well, all that proves that Irde is zooming from not the bad place.
Yeah.
Or am I Michael?
You could be Michael. I also.
If anyone was going to be.
I am like
it's
not quite an angel, so like.
That's true.
But yeah, so, you look around and you don't really seem to pick up anyone noticing that name. Yeah, that's all I
Okay.
can give you.
I want to lean in real close. Like, hey, Turgan,
Yeah.
you hear about what happened aboard Koav?
No.
See, they got their lantern stolen. A certain ship, a certain crew helped with that. I was wondering, you and your, connections here in this part of town. That's a lot of money, and I'm going to take. Let me just make sure. I'm going to take a pouch, 200 gold,
Y'all are just throwing.
and I'm going to slide it across the counter to him. Say, it's a real lucrative job, that one. Where else could I get one of these to sell? Where else could I get one from? Grab one from? Come on, I know you know.
Man, I'm glad that guy gave 4 gold back.
I slide 196 gold.
Roll me a persuasion check straight roll.
Okay. Does that mean I get advantage from sales?
No, because there's no such thing as double advantage.
Yep.
That's fair.
Canceled out, boyo.
You could buy 8 farms.
Well, it's not the worst it could have been. You said persuasion, which is... Oh, I'm proficient in.
Yeah.
So that's a 16. It's better than I expected, honestly.
You've had to roll persuasion a couple of times, and every time you're surprised about how high your bonus is.
Because I always
love
forget
it
that I
so
like
much.
for some reason chose proficiency in persuasion, which honestly is very Alin.
It's because of your tusks. It's because of tusks.
Yeah, it's the tusk.
Because he's a youth counselor.
Let's rap a little bit.
That's really, really, really fricked up. Like, really fricked up. I'm not saying that you should ever, and I mean ever, take a lantern.
Sure.
If, for instance, somebody were to try, Port Cove would be a stupid choice. It's a minor god which helps out, but it's too big of a deal. If it were me, I'd go for one of the small towns. I'd go for something that doesn't have a name on a map, you know? Now it'd be great if it was a minor god, because that's obviously going to be a little easier to do, but there's only 2 of those. And one of them I think burned down.
Reasons why Finn can't be here.
Score 2.
So, next best thing, I would go for a cacophonics. I hear there's a couple on the other coast. Farther to the west. Somewhere around Pavlofir. He would say it right. I cannot say my own name.
That name rings a bell.
Yeah.
Somewhere near there, you know?
I'm really hungry all of a sudden.
Not Pavlofir, but it's something close by.
Sure. Okay.
I hear that out there's probably a cacophon place. Considering he's kinda hit or miss, that's what I'd go for. But you shouldn't.
Well, you know as well as I do a lot of things that I shouldn't.
Not wrong. And hey, look at where I am. And look at where you are. Who's to say
You're a
I'm
hero and a scholar, Turgan.
I do my best. You want a beer?
You know I do. One for this one and one for the cat.
For the cat, you got it.
She can put him away, trust me.
And he pours you. Alin, you know what these beers are like.
Oh yeah.
These
Ain't
are
good.
not good. These are probably the highest alcohol content you could have for beer. They are disgusting.
Oh yeah. I'm here for it.
Smell vaguely of rotted fish and taste vaguely of not so delicious bodily fluids.
That's a weird way to say home, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it is gross. For a minute there, it kind of looks slightly thick, and then you realize, no, it's just got this weird oily residue on top.
Yep, that sounds right.
But yeah, you are given...
that brought back bad memories.
I like that I'm able
Those
to do
squid
this.
bars, huh?
Whoa.
Considering
Man, I
I've
really
never
wanna
had
make
a
a
drink.
brand
I
joke,
had a
but
real
I
strong
don't
beer that
think
tasted
that's a
like
good
an
idea.
ashtray. It's not.
I've never said it was good.
Yeah.
This is Odorf and Ma's dog bones.
Yep.
That name alone tells you something about this place.
All right. So I'll hand one to Bren, carry the other 2 over to a table, and set one down for Sales to lick.
Oh no!
Yeah, and you've got 3 beers.
Real quick.
Yes.
Has anyone been reacting, either positively or negatively, to my my challenges? I've just been kind of making challenging eye contact with people and trying to gauge their reaction, either whether anyone wants to fight me or is thinks that that's attractive.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Oh, gladly. Oh, not terrible. That's not a skill that I use very often or am proficient in, but 19.
19. You do see there are a couple of bugbears sitting in the corner that when you look at them and you're glaring at them, one of them has an eye patch on, the other one just looks like they're made of muscle. They just kind of like nod and a sort of like, yeah, fighting.
I'm gonna give them one of these, and as Alin and Sails walk away, I'm gonna walk across over there. And I'm gonna sit on the table in front of the one. Which one of them looks like they're in charge?
Roll me in insight check. That's how words work. Insight.
Alin, which one of them looks like they're in? No, I'll do it.
I don't know. Hold person.
Neither of them have sleeves.
They're both pirates. I don't know.
I
Fucking
bet
know.
it's going to be difficult to tell. It's a 9 after my modifier.
9. It's really hard to tell, neither of them particularly. They're kind of both facing each other, but facing out at the same time. It's like that 3/4 turn,
They're
hands
both
on the
trying
table,
to-
legs wide spread, just very much looking like they're, like, neither of them really seem to be in
Okay,
charge
I'm
person.
going to, I'll pick the one with the eye patch. I think that eye patches give you an air of authority, and I'm going to sit on the table, next to him, and slide the drink that Alin has given me over to him and say, hello there. I'm looking for work. You wouldn't happen to have any leads? Oh, don't get too excited. It's a slightly different skill set.
He takes the ale, chugs it like it's a shot, puts it down. What are you looking for?
Well, I'm a great collector of things, especially things that people have misplaced. I do like to get them back to them. You haven't happened to have heard of anything,
Listen.
exciting that's been taken recently?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Not great. 14.
14?
I did buy him a drink. Well, Alin did.
You did. I'll give you advantage, actually.
Yay.
Because you did come with ale.
It's worse. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm not as attractive as I think I am. What else is new?
I might know something that happened, for sure. If you're looking and you know where to look.
Fascinating.
How much you know about the town?
This one, not terribly much. I'm awfully new in town.
You ever heard of Deva's wings?
Have not done.
It heard from a reliable source. There was this night. That pretty little owner there woke up and they couldn't find a couple of things they were looking for to sell. And they've been making a big fuss and stink.
And, out of curiosity, what kind of place is that?
It's over there in that temple district, you know? A place that you find all the fancy, schmancy things. Real close to the temple, I think they sell stuff. Or, like, got that sort.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the drink.
Of course, I do hope we see each other again. And I'll turn and walk back to Alin and Sail.
How'd that go?
I'm actually, no, we obviously came in together. Never mind. Better than I expected, actually.
Oh, all right. Got work?
Well,
I just gave away a lot of gold, so, we could use something.
Might do, actually, and, in rather a related field to, similar work that I, have taken on in recent days, so might be worth checking out.
Good to see Bryn doing Bryn things, all right.
Oh, no. To limber up a bit.
Yeah. I got your back. Let's do this.
Second natural 20.
So we are killing everyone in this bar, right?
I hadn't planned on it, but...
Oh, that's not right. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, whatever work you had planned. Yeah, that one.
Excited about it.
Jesus. Okay. So you guys...
Look, it's only happened one other time, all right? It's not a common thing.
Sails will take from the beer and then
It's like a loud.
look very accusingly at Alin.
Look, I can't. I didn't promise it was gonna be good, and I'll
Get
take
back
the
for
beer and
hag's
drink
blood.
it.
Get back for the hag's blood.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that je ne sais quoi as hag's blood.
Yeah.
Hag's blood to this moment, huh?
Fantastic. So you guys are leaving the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Then, real quickly, where would you like to go next?
I would like to, well, do we want to go do you have any other, familiar haunts or anywhere where we might check after?
Not that I think will be more useful. I think I got what I needed here.
Okay.
You do still have the option of the bounty hunters.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you
Posting.
don't have anyone else you want to speak to, I would just be interested to see, what other work is available, either for its own sake, I mean, if we are not doing anything else, or, more pointedly, if it kind of offers any insight into the workings of the greater world. You know what I mean?
No. Thank you for coming with me in there. I know that it's an odd place.
No, I haven't been to that sort of old place in a while. It was nostalgic.
I'll take you to a better bar next time.
All right,
So-
I'll hold you to that. So then I guess we'll hop over to Sussandra's.
Let's do it.
All right, perfect. Then real quickly, I'm gonna go to Irde.
I will
Um,
head to Alpine.
Yes. You are headed to Outlines, which is a small rundown bookshop, kind of on the edge of the bad place, so it's still somewhat, decent per se, as far as decent goes.
But maybe like a more affordable type of that.
Exactly. You'd imagine it's
Checking
got
for any
it's got
scrolls
some
you can
good
find.
book prices. And inside, kind of standing rather close to each other, next to some bookshelves through a window, you do see a small, very stature-wise, just a very small Aasimar girl with long black hair that kind of fades to white at the bottom. And a very tall, thin man, but more like a swimmer's physique, with very tan skin, almost amber-colored gray eye or brown eyes, and almost golden hair.
How does it look like they are interacting?
Would you like to roll me an insight check?
I mean, I'm gonna say this is
Because it's your sister, and yes, it's been a while, but you were very close. I will give you advantage on her.
I was going to ask for advantage because I was like, it's my sister!
Yeah.
Not that insight helps me much, but... Oh, well, it helped me a whole lot better, because that could have been so much worse. That is a 16. It could have been a 7.
You are watching, and he seems to be charming and flirty. She in particular just seems completely enamored.
I will keep an eye out for them. And this bookstore, is this a place that I think it would have spell scrolls or something that might be of use to us?
Roll me a history check.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
It's your personal history, so the
Nope.
DC is fairly low.
Well, it's a 4, so I don't think I met it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't really remember a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, well. I will... It's going to be so weird, but I am just going to stand back and watch for a while, and if there is a point where either it feels like there is sort of a break in the conversation or any sort of thing, I don't really want to ruin my sister's date. I will, but... but I'm trying to, like, at least not be like...
So
You know?
It
you're
also needs to roll
more of a-
watching your sister flirt with
I mean,
this
I'm not going to
person.
just, like, stare at her. That's creepy.
Why not?
outside the window, and all of a
I
sudden,
will go inside.
her eyes. Do you go inside?
Yes, I go inside.
Honestly, though,
do you-
that's the thing a sister would do.
Yeah.
Like the sister would do is just sit outside
Or
and
any sibling.
stare,
If
try to be
and had Irde been there the past 5
Yes.
years, probably yes.
would, yeah, 100%.
Yes, she would have done that. But
Um,
this is the first time I've seen you in 5 years. Not the impression I want to make.
I mean,
Oh yes, it is.
Extra weird.
As you walk through the door, though, her eyes kind of seem to flick, and then her face just kind of lights up in a different way than it was before. And she just kind of stands straighter and starts walking over to you. It's much more graceful than you remember. When you left, she was a small girl. She was very young and very
would have
excitable and
been-
playful.
She would have been like 14.
Yeah, and she was always kind of exuberant compared to you. She was a little bit on the perkier side of things. Now the way she walks is graceful. She's getting that adulthood air around her, and she looks bright and calm and serene, but there's still a little bit of that like excitable nature in her eyes as she walks up and she says, "You're back."
I will immediately put a hand on her shoulder and one on one side of her face and be like, "And what have you done with my little sister? Because she..."
She grew up, sister. It's so good to see you, Irde.
And then I will hug her.
And she will absolutely hug you back. And up walks the tall sun elf that just kind of looks you over and is just like,
Because I'm a sister, does this guy look respectable? Is he good enough for my baby sister?
roll me an insight check.
Drop it.
Nonsense, no one is.
Drop
The
it.
answer is no, yeah.
Suplex this boy.
Well, fuck.
Hashtag yes all men.
So I'm her older sister. I did just wrestle a bear, but you can shake my hand if you want to.
Well,
See this
my
bad tooth
insight
necklace? I
check was
punched it out of her mouth.
garbage.
What was
My
your
insight
insight
check was garbage. It was 7. So,
Fantastic.
so he's not good enough for my sister, is what I.
No one's good enough for your
Of course
baby
not.
sister, but yeah, you can't really, you don't,
No.
you don't know for sure.
What do I remember of Yara?
Yareth, is probably about 3 or 4 years older than Phoebe.
Right. Because he was a couple of years younger than me.
As it is, you don't super remember much. Yeah, he was Nylorin's kid. So you kind of interacted, but like you weren't, I say this in the kindest way possible, you weren't the most connected kid.
Oh no.
Especially to people who were directly around your parents 24/7.
Of course, yeah.
So the way to connect to him would have been being around your parents. That was not something you really wanted to do, so you don't remember much. Other than just he was this younger kid who was always around.
So I'm going to keep an arm around my sister. And as he approaches... So, Gareth, you also, what have you been up to? Your father, last time I saw him, said that you two were running around together.
Yeah, I mean, Phoebe is great. She's amazing.
I know that.
Yeah, yeah. I just been, reading.
How tall is he next to me? I would like to know this.
He's about,
How's his back looking?
Is he exposed? Yeah. Is he giving up?
Is he giving up?
On a 0 to 10 scale, how given up is his back?
No, he's pretty tall. She's kind of a smaller figure. She's actually a couple inches shorter than you, and very small. He's not necessarily big, as in bulky, but he is pretty darn tall. You'd put him at probably about slightly shorter than Sails.
Okay. Fine.
Tall elf, holy shit.
Glad we still do sizes in comparisons to party members.
Obviously. Is there any other way that I just measured?
I mean, anyone Sails is not worthy because why not just be Sails?
Aym'Bryn, should you be talking about that? Should you be really the one talking about
If you're
about
shorter than Sails,
other ways
you
to
should
measure
just
somebody?
be with Sails.
But yeah, just kind of doing what I can do. He's got a new job. We're very excited. He's going to be working in the Temple District at one of the shops there.
What shop?
He's working at Madlock's Dagger. He's going to be helping with weapons and things like that, learning how to make things. It's very exciting.
I of course don't want to completely interrupt your good time, but Phoebe, I did say that you're going to be in town, and I would love.
Yeah, I mean, Gareth and I can hang out anytime. I mean, it's your first day back.
Yes, it is my first day back. If Gareth, you wouldn't mind, I would like, if I might have some time with my sister, I'd appreciate it.
No, not at all. I'll see you at the library. And you see, like, that awkward, like, he seems to go in, and then, like, looks at you and thinks about it, and just kind of, like, awkwardly pats your shoulder and walks out, because, he's scared of you.
And then I am just going to look, after he leaves, I'm just going to look at Phoebe and just be like...
He's very smart and very sweet.
So, in your letter, when you said you have been helped to forgive me, was that his doing?
It was sort of both of them, him and Elias. They're very sweet and they've helped a lot. And I was really mad. And I didn't get it. It just kind of disappeared, but...
I know.
But it's okay. It is. I know you had things that you had to figure out.
It wasn't because I didn't... I disappeared because it wasn't your problem. It didn't need to be your problem. You know that.
Yeah, but... I mean... would have helped you with anything.
Just... I didn't know if it was... And at some point, if we are near, like, a cafe, and she needs, like, you know, I'll probably have purchased her a cookie or something, because...
There's a smoothie bar inside of the...
Great, I'll, like, you know, if it is a cafe, I'll purchase her, you know, a croissant, something like that.
Yeah.
She had a sweet tooth. And sit down with her and just eat. I didn't know if it was anything that could be fixed, and I wasn't sure if I was trying to fix something or trying to understand something, or I didn't even know what I was trying to do, so I couldn't ask for your help. I didn't even know what help to ask for.
It was just weird, I guess. One day I'm poking your nose and bugging you and being told to just go read. And the next day you were just kind of gone. And I get it, Mum and Dad knew just it didn't work. I get that. But I just wish I could have done something. I mean, I was just a dumb kid at the time. But I always thought you were so cool.
Well, if you've ever thought I was cool, of course you were a dumb kid.
Yeah, well, I'm smarter now, bugger breath.
Hell. I still don't know what it was. I have thoughts, of course. I could be very wrong about all of that. You said in your letter you hadn't seen your wings yet, and I of course I know. Do you still talk to your...
Sometimes. Sometimes I don't wonder if it wasn't just like an imaginary friend, you know? Sometimes I think I see them in my dream stuff, but... And it's just dream. I'm not as connected, I guess, as some people are, and I don't... I mean, I've heard of people who literally have them in their heads all the time, talking, constant. I wouldn't want that. At all.
It wasn't that bad. No.
I guess I just stopped wondering what they were going to ask me or tell me to do. Started just looking at the stuff in front of me. Elias and Gareth and work and school. Library.
What have you been working on?
Well, trying to figure out what happens next. I just got out of school. Recently, actually. I took a bit of extra time. But I'm looking...
Take the time we need.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I thought about learning how to bartend for a minute. I love the way things kind of mix. So I've thought about that, or maybe apothecary, but not sure yet. Still figuring.
Well, if you're anything like me, spending time with plants is helpful. I wasn't always good at it, but I believe that you would do remarkable things.
I'm pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't, but again, I've been.
Oh, you're one to talk.
You're staying safe, right? Just no, don't want to know that. Just in general in your life is what I meant.
Yeah. No. Definitely.
I meant more because you have heard about. Hi. Just that. I hate that I just said that. Anyway. No, just.
Weird.
What has been happening in the world, I mean.
Well, I mean, they've sort of upped all the stuff, and then there's, the stuff going on with the religious supply, but the temple supply, but...
I'm sorry, what, Keeper? The what?
The temple supply?
Do I know what that means?
You know that there is a shop that often supplies, items for religious ceremonies and things like that.
Okay.
They'll make the candles for Snowvale, or they'll supply incense and things like that. So you know what that means. You don't know what it is.
What's happening with the temple supply?
Oh, Davis Wings, it got robbed the other week. Really weird. They took a bunch of, incense and candles, a couple of gold and silver candlesticks. But nothing really over the top. It's all fine. Although, because of that, the guards have kind of picked up a little.
Let me just say it's probably good they have.
Yeah, well, we've got the biggest heroes hall, so.
Yes. We have the biggest heroes hall. We have a very prominent lantern. I don't know if we have a target on our back, but
Well.
We do have a very large glowing light on our back, so.
Yeah, but that's keeps us safe.
And I hope it continues to do so. You're
not telling me things again.
I am not staying in the Aym'Bryn for long.
Yeah, sort of figured.
I just need to figure out. I need to continue to figure out things. I will try to be better about talking to you. I will try to be better about communicating.
It's
it
okay.
may not always be safe to do so. Who is around me in this coffee shop, cafe thing? Whatever I'm in.
Well, there's a small halfling barista. Other than that, it's fairly empty. In the more bookshop side of things, you see a dragonborn. You see a human, and
no one looks like they are paying attention to us.
Not
right?
particularly.
They're just doing their own
Everyone
thing.
seems to be either absorbed in books or
Okay, cool.
absorbed in books or reading. So.
All right, then I will just try to keep my voice low in this. There is a group of people who are stealing lanterns. And it's bad. And it might be bringing about things that are worse. And I, with some friends, are trying to stop something as much as we can. And when I didn't write to you during my time in the monastery because I was working through a lot of things and I didn't want to put it on you. I didn't want to burden you, and I know you would have helped. I didn't want to do that. If I do not write to you now, it is because I don't know if it is safe.
Okay.
And there is so much to be lost. And so many people that I now... And I have always been afraid to lose. And I am growing closer to my friends, and I'm afraid to lose them as well, and I must take every precaution I can. I will try. And if it is in my power, I will come back.
She digs into her bag and she pulls out this really worn book.
If she holds it out, I will take it from her.
She holds it out to you and says, "You have to give it back, so you have to come back." And it is the first book of the Matriarch of the Keys, the Order of the Fountain Pen.
Matriarch, send me that, Keeper.
I will, yeah. And it just looks to be her favorite book.
Do I remember reading this to her?
It is one of the most...
More recent book, yeah.
No, it's a very old book. It's one of the most, like, well-known books in literary history, so yes, you probably have read this to her or started reading it to her at the very least. Group of different people go on a quest to find a magical fountain pen and throw it into a giant flaming mountain.
Well.
God damn it.
Then let us
God
say...
fucking damn it.
You just picked it up, didn't you?
I didn't, but that's okay. I'm sure you'll explain to me later.
Fucking hell. Go on.
Well, I don't exactly... I will, then,
I heard it was written during a fellowship.
Yeah.
Oh. Goddamn. Anywho, I don't know. I don't know when I'll be able to get back. But it will get back to you.
Better.
Alright. And I will continue talking with her just about stuff and life as long as...
And you
probably
guys,
as long as the bookshop is open.
Yeah. And you guys do, you spend some time catching up. You get kind of that comfort level back where you start to kind of, like, bug each other again. But, like, in that sibling way of just, like, I like to annoy you because I'm related to you and you can't hate me because I'm related to you. Sort of sibling way. But yeah. And with that lovely conversation between sisters, we will pick up with Alin and Sails and Aym'Bryn next time because it unfortunately is the end of our lovely episode. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you very soon. Have a wonderful week, guys. Bye.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, kitty! Oh, kitty! Oh, kitty! And that brings us to the end of our show, everyone. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. If you want to keep up to date on all of our adventures, we have our YouTube channel down below, our Heroes Hall Discord, Twitter, everything that you can imagine. We also have a Ko-fi if you felt like you wanted to support the show in that way. But we look forward to seeing you all next week, and we hope you have a wonderful week. Goodbye, everyone.